Hello and welcome to DC30 and our Mythic Odyssey of Theros, D&D with an ancient Greek twist. I am your Dungeon Master Romeo, and we got a full house tonight with Ali as Bacchios the Human Barbarian, Mors as Zaquintos the Satyr Sorcerer, Virla as Hilira the Human Cleric.
I'm not sure whether or not he's aware that he's muted on Skype or not.
Am I muted on Skype, Mors? Oh, yes I am. I don't know how that happened. I was audible on Scream. Okay.
I was literally just going, hang on a minute.
Okay.
Did we say anything?
We just let him talk forever.
I don't believe I pressed any button.
Intro again.
Anyway, questions for later. Where was I? Rebecca as Bithynia, the human warlock. Violet as Amalia, the Leonin fighter, and Tamara as Xanthia, the Triton paladin. Hey everybody, how are we all doing this evening?
Ready.
Good.
Ready for some manticore action.
Phrasing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
Ooh, there is one... Oh, sorry. Stupid
now I
headphones.
remember.
I need to get a new pair. I gotta add that to the list. Oh, there is one more thing actually. One quick announcement, just mainly for my players, but I finally got a dice bag that sorts the dice. No, it was just off of
the
Amazon.
Crit Roll website.
I should
Nice.
probably maybe look into that one as well, but this means much less time picking out the dice and much more time destroying your hopes and dreams.
Rolling damage. Yeah.
Right?
What else is our DMs for?
So, when last we left off, I believe you guys had made it back to Tethmos, and after resting up from a long trek that was done in some amount of hurry, you pled your case, thanks to Nazaros Longspeaker, your friend who you did a service for, before the matriarchs and the speaker, the ruler of Tethmos, the city of the Leonin, also known as Brima's sun guide, to be specific. Despite some very persuasive arguments, the isolationist, to say the least, matriarchs ultimately, for the large part, felt it was best to simply close ranks, let the outside rot beyond the borders. We are safe here as we always have been. And the more pressing matter of the, in their eyes, allocation of the hunts for this year's fall hunting season needed to begin. It seems that your pleas were not entirely unheeded, however, as one matriarch, a younger matriarch with seemingly a more open mind, a more forward-thinking outlook, agreed to aid you, and as she led you to a large wooden structure that you discovered afterwards to be a form of rookery, she revealed a mode of transport that is very Leonin, to say the least. And as she revealed the 5 manticores that, one after the other, boom, 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 stepped foot out of their cages, she, as aforementioned, said, "As my fellow matriarch told you," but looking to you, Xanthia, "carriages are not our way." And that is where we pick up again. So you see one after the other these enormous creatures, and a couple of you have seen, maybe not up close, but you may have seen these ones before, and you all certainly know of them. But Hilira and Xanthia and Bithynia, you guys have never seen one alive before. Bithynia, you've seen skeletons in sort of rooms of academia for sort of observation and study, but that is the extent of it. And the reality of this creature that begins to dwarf plummet in its size and shakes the ground slightly with each step, and its sort of impossibly wide maw that you fear could swallow you in a whole bite it's a different reality altogether. You've certainly faced fearsome opponents, and you're not intimidated by any stretch, but it is, much like any first monstrous encounter, a moment's unsettlement, to say the least.
And Athenia looks in wonderment. She's like, I've seen an Elder Sphinx before, and I've seen this in Preservation, but she's just in awe. What is the Theros equivalent of like trying to take a selfie or like trying to like capture the moment?
Do you know the minor illusion cantrip?
Oh, I don't.
So you
Actually,
basically
yeah.
take a moment to like you like squint as you like commit this creature to memory, and then you have a hard think about what you look like, and then you just wave and cast minor illusion, and you just produce a it looks because by nature of being an object, it looks almost like a painting or mosaic as opposed to a photorealistic photograph. So you can you had to sort of settle on the sort of paint look to it, the sort of oil brush look to it. But with your sharp eidetic memory, it's pretty good. And you just like produce that. It's like cool.
Okay. Minor illusion of Manicore. All right.
A minor illusion of a selfie picture that you've constructed in your mind. That's the closest I think I can get to a selfie with without pulling something out my butt. Where was I? So yeah, as they begin to take steps forward, you all begin to notice that you at first, Bacchus in particular, like raise weapons in reflex, basically, but I literally didn't press anything. I don't know what to tell you. I literally didn't press anything.
We'll just all be on mute watch.
Yes, if that's all right. But as even you, Bacchus, as you so you realize that these at first menacing creatures are perfectly contently, almost leisurely pacing forward.
In my experience, these either hunt in packs or hunt alone. But I do have an ace up my hole, which sounds way less sexual than I meant it to. The one. Okay, so there's two things that are going through my mind. One is there any way that I can tell as a person whether or not these manticore are bonded to a particular master?
Go ahead and make a nature check, I'm gonna say.
Nature check, nice. So I'm gonna get my lucky cherry wood. That is a solid 14.
Difficult to say if they're bonded to a specific master. As you're sort of looking at them, you do watch as sort of as they all begin to encircle Galratha, who took you up here in the first place. She is the matriarch, and she just sort of stands up a little straighter and just says, in a very sharp tone, "Thrarum kata," and they all at the same time sit.
Very nice. Which one's mine?
She turns to address you all. Manticores are loyal beasts if properly trained, but take time to bond to a new master. I will be providing members of my pride to serve as riders. Each of you will be, sir, in the role of a passenger.
That is far less terrifying.
Yes. Thank you very much.
And she goes on to say, "You must understand. This for you, I can do. But my warriors, my riders, cannot engage with whatever you find. I can bend a ruling by the other matriarchs, but I cannot break one."
We appreciate it a lot. So,
She nods.
thank you.
They will take but an hour to be ready to fly. Unless you have other designs in terms of preparation.
Sooner we chase him, the
Let's
sooner we
go.
get to him. Yeah. Oh, we're waiting on. Someone's gone to do something for us. I think someone went to do something for Scatinas, and I've forgotten.
One of Nazarose's 9 children went to pick, like, my jewelry up and climbing gear.
And cold
Winter
weather.
Oh, yeah, I
clothes.
forgot about
Yes, that was
that.
it. Yes.
What did I call him?
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I did.
I don't think you gave a
It's
name.
okay.
Bob.
But that's alright.
Do we? I guess we return here, and this is our
Yes,
launch
return
pad.
here. They will be ready to ride.
Alrighty then.
In terms of size, in terms of pack strength, are there any runts? Are there any outcasts from the social order?
Make
or
a
are they all
perception
pretty
check.
much identical in uniform? That's a natural 20.
You spot one of them right at the end. And as you lean closer to it, you do begin to see it doesn't appear to be smaller than the others, but you notice more scarring on it. It's missing a couple teeth in a couple places. There's just marks that have been sort of left permanently in the chitin of the scorpion tail. This one, it looks a little bit more battle scarred. And it seems to be drooling just a little bit more than the others. Yeah. And sort of just breathing a bit more
Nice.
rapidly.
Interesting. In Theros, are manticores able to physically speak? Because I know in
They
other
are not.
modules they can. Okay, fair enough. In that case, I want to make a meaningful amount of eye contact with it, and then I'm going to leave with
Okay.
everyone else.
You take a moment to
All right.
eye it up and down. It sort of looks at you.
I bear my teeth
A
back.
male Leonin
and
who
actually,
seems to have been
I
attending
would like
to
to-
it. Young, but definitely an adult with a full mane of a similar sort of browner, like more brown color that seems to be endemic to Galrathar's particular pride, begins to sort of like gently stroke the quills. And just as he says, "Bruticus likes you."
Very nice.
Born smaller than the others, and
Okay.
had
Very
to
well.
be twice
I'm
as wild because of it.
very good. I like a wild creature. Let's go, boys. Right. I'm ready and raring to go whenever. So if you guys want to faff around the city, I'm game to go whenever or stay.
But then he looks over, guys, I don't have experience on these, but I can tell you, do not try to do a barrel roll.
Oh, you're no fun.
Noted.
Also,
Is the main
Can someone
for,
ready,
like
Featherfall?
handles or Featherfall? Yes, I'll have that prepared. Though I don't know how easily I'd be able to cast that if I fell. that'd be a kind of. I'd have to try and have fall in the air and arrange the horn in. Well, we'll find out, I guess, won't we?
Do we need to put it in my helm now, but preemptively?
Might be a good idea.
You know, might be worth it. I know it's one less heal spell that we would have, but
Well, if you fall, we use heal, or we put feather fall and we don't need heal.
We could also put locate creature in it.
For
But that's maybe a second day kind of thing. So we could try and find Baragon with a locate creature. But maybe for now, Featherfall should be okay. Because if he's far away, he's further away than we are right now because he had a hard start. So locate creature won't have any use right now.
we'll be catching up pretty soon, I'm sure. All right, I'll grab horn and I'm gonna just almost place the horn over your head, cast Featherfall, but rather than the feathers exploding out,
Yeah, you
cast it into
watch Zaquintos blows his horn and a torrent of feathers erupts out, almost as if it's gonna scatter everywhere, but instead seems to almost be funneled into the blue jewel, which is at the front of the sort of longer metallic crest that is on Bithynia's helmet. Then the last feather is gone, and
Alrighty.
Bithynia, you feel the presence of the spell there.
all right, I feel a little more secure now. I mean, it won't be for me, but for those, it's like giving back to you all. I mean,
it's going to be very awkward if you're the one that falls.
however, someone else in the party has feather fall, so I
We're all
got
good.
you got me. Someone.
I think
We'll make it
manage
work.
just
It's a
fine.
team effort.
Galratha says, I assure you we are quite capable of ensuring our beasts do not. That they cooperate. Barring, outside influence, of course.
Shall see.
So, Bacchios, behave yourself, please.
What? Listen, Xanthia, have I ever given
I
you a
have
reason
never
not
met
to
any
trust
of you,
me?
and even I know that that is the case.
You just have the aura, you know.
We shall see.
You know, and that one time you pulled a sword on me, that was just like fun.
Yeah, but we literally just met and you disturbed a man in his cave. Literally, come on.
How you kept cutting off the heads of the Hydra.
Well, when my blood gets pumping, it's hard not to slide, yeah? We killed it in the end.
Yes.
Yeah,
suppose.
we did. We're badass.
That you are.
Alrighty. I'm gonna go and look for. In fact, I'm going to return to the abode of Nazarus, and wait for his kid, his youngling, to return with.
Okie dokie, is
the bits and
anybody
bobs.
doing anything else?
Was he also going to the butcher's for us? Because we were left a gift, but I don't remember if his son
Did
was going to
you,
pick that up for us as
tell him
well.
to? I don't remember if you did.
I don't remember.
Oh boy.
I don't either. Otherwise, I'll go there myself. Just to pick up whatever was left.
You would have time to, either way. Especially you.
I think we may have asked him to go, but the guy's gonna have no reason to know that we told him to do it. So I'd be surprised if the Goliath just gives your stuff to randomly own. Oh no!
Well, we were told it was going to be a gift from Nazareth. So if his son came to pick it up for us,
No, oh yeah, no, you're right. I'm thinking more the gem, the ring you got made. We
Yes, he
asked
was
him to go
gonna
and
pick
collect the
that
ring.
up.
That was it.
Yeah, I
And
don't
that was,
think we.
yeah.
Yeah, we asked him to get winter clothes, climbing gear, and my rings.
Yeah, that's it.
So I'm gonna go to the butcher's to pick up whatever we were gifted because I want to know what it is.
Anybody else doing anything else?
I think Bethania's just standing there in awe, taking mental note, like, this is so cool. But also comparing and contrasting between the last time that she saw the Elder Sphinx.
Definitely smaller. Medomai
On the
is,
size.
he is a creature that is potentially older than civilization, so, what strikes you about these ones, though, is the ferocity, you know, you're used to such a sort of regal,
demeanor.
stoic figure who has a far more human face. This is, has a sort of passing not even, they're far more bestial in their faces, and just the mouth is incredibly unsettling.
And she's definitely watching and calculating the best place to fly, and has determined that it will be to the side, not above or below, or in front.
Very well. Zaquintos, as you are traveling back, it between the time it takes you to get back and everything, I'll say about, honestly not that much longer, about 10 minutes later, you the sun does come back, and he's got everything with you, and he's got everything that you requested. Quietly hands it to you in a little bundle, and just gives you a nod.
I will not ask for the change, because I'm sure there wasn't any.
I ain't about to do the
I
calculation, to be honest.
Also fair. Consider it a tip. And yes, I will return, and I will hand a winter's outfit to Bacchios.
Thank you very much. What's this winter's outfit like? Does it have like a big hat with earmuffs? You know, a big fluffy coat? What?
It's a manticore pelt.
I want to look dope.
Maybe not. That would be a bit awkward. Consider it a warning. Don't cross me.
Okie dokie. Hilira, you travel first to pick up your... Oh no, so he was picking up the ring, right?
Yeah, I think Zaquintos has it now.
Oh,
Yeah.
As my
yes.
rings.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm running.
Easy
I'm
enough with
far away. You're gonna have to hold on to that.
Go long.
With your alacrity, you take off, and before you know it, you're there, and you see the butcher again. He's in the process of doing various carvings of large animals, not all of which you recognize, and just looks at you. Can I help you?
Yeah. Like a few days ago, weeks ago, I don't even remember. What are days? We came back with a beast, with Nazaro's Longspeaker, and I was told that I had to pick up something from him.
Oh
for
yeah, you're the
Tempest.
You're the one. And he just plunks the
Sure.
said to look for a girl in a pointy hat. And he just boom, just buries the cleaver into the cutting board, and goes and travels into a so like a little hut that's part of his little alcove, where he carves up the meat. He's gone about a minute, and then he returns out, and he's got this. It's a little crude in its design, but there is unmistakable craftsmanship that's got into it. It looks almost like an effigy. There's a section that you grip, like a handle that's made out of a solid piece of femur that then connects to a section of spinal column, where at the bottom you see a series of was in like the tail that belonged to the lion's portion, and there's different sort of lion's teeth throughout it, sections of mane, as well as what looks to be a coil of the goat's horn that sort of arch. You basically see the goat's horns have been mounted to the front and curl backwards. On top of the front section, you see a section of dragon scale that seems to have been come from the top of the head, like a plate of dragon skull that sort of guards your hand. It's just a sort of like almost like a totem that's comprised of bits from the manticore in every section. It's all very intricately in that sort of like almost Native American style, been sort of carefully hand woven together with twine, and different carvings have been woven throughout it. It's brutal but beautiful. He hands it to you.
How big is it?
The handle's kind of like holding a microphone. It's it's sort of about yay big.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay. Goodbye. And I'll run back towards the party.
Very good. And easy enough, you blast off and come back in short order. And you guys see Heliota just run up the stairs and is probably not quite that fast, not yet, but still fast. And she's there before you know it, and she is holding this thing.
What the hell is that? That looks pretty fucking sweet.
I don't know. It was a gift.
It looks very chimeric, if I'm an authority on chimera stuff.
Yeah.
Is it magical?
I don't think so. It was made by a butcher.
Okay.
Interesting.
So who wants it?
Well, I actually, I might need some help. Actually, as I've added all the climbing gears to my inventory. I am now over the weight capacity by quite a bit. I did not realise that I actually have about £50 worth of glass bottles on my inventory, and they do actually rack up. And I didn't realise I was this close to going over the. The glass bottles are £46 because each one's £2. I also have various vials. And the climbing gear, each of those are £15 each. So 5 of them.
Amalia asks, "Why was it a gift?"
So
she's pointing at the effigy that Heliota is holding.
Oh, yeah. Remember when we killed that unicorn thing, dragon beast thingy?
The chimera?
Yeah, Nazaros. Yeah.
Oh yeah, with the unicorn horn. I
told
forgot it had
to
that.
pick this up. Yeah, I still have it somewhere in my bag. But yeah.
But what does it do? She like
I don't
takes
know.
it.
You want to hold it?
Lunch?
Go hit someone with it. Go hit someone with it. Let's see what happens. Hit someone with it.
Hey, go on, hit me.
You can hit me if you want.
No,
She goes for a like full on swing and just she almost like uses the guard to like crack you across the face. You take 6 points of damage as it's basically an unarmed strike. She doesn't even get the benefit of her claws because she's not using it.
Oh.
Yeah.
She punched me in the face. Nice.
And
Sure.
Bithynia raises an eyebrow, like,
I mean,
what?
it's not bad at it, but I don't think that's what it's meant for.
Oh, so I took that for nothing.
It was funny.
It was an important lesson.
Never trust a Malia. That's what I learned. But
And
anyway,
Bithynia looks over and like, you look the same as you did before. You're good. You're fine.
What? Am I still a good boy? Am I still a pretty boy?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll just put
But
my
is
hand
like,
on your
thank God
shoulder
someone
and
answered for me
restore
so
your
I don't
6
have to
hit
lie.
points.
Look, Mr. Scotty, I can handle some stuff for you. I'm very strong, and I'm really, really, really delicate. I've got delicate fingers when I need to. You can trust me.
And Bithynia looks over at Scotty and
Scotty,
Scotty, what are we
Scotty's just
talking
trying
about
to,
now?
Yeah, he's also trying to it's like trying to put together two completely separate books from two completely different bookstores and just going.
Amalia just sort of like casually hands you the effigy,
No,
Bithynia, saying, Bithynia, you're smart.
Yes, primarily. In this lot, yes.
She's just holding out the effigy to you. Like she.
You could try identifying it just in case there is anything magic in it. Even if it was just a butchered thing, it might have magic properties.
Yeah, and she looks at it, she's like, did we talk about this before? I think we talked about this before, but I can try again. I might have more rest this time.
I don't know if we tried looking at this one.
We can.
And
We
she
definitely
just,
can.
just still holding out the effigy.
And so, with that, history
Your
check?
choice. You could attempt to make a.
Nature?
You're welcome. Roll an Arcana check.
While this is going on, I'm gonna give everyone
Cool.
a climbing kit, so I can be allowed to move again, because I don't actually know what the rules are when you're over encumbered.
I rolled a 18.
It takes you a moment because it's not of a style you're very familiar with, but you do recognize its make and its style and its design and the purposes of some of the markings. You've seen things like this before. Hell, you use one, actually. It is a focus. Specifically through which one could cast spells. You get the sense that it may, studying a lot of the carvings, you get the sense that it may have additional properties, but you're not 100% certain just eyeballing it. You gather you may have to outright identify it to learn more.
Yeah, Hilaria, and so, like, handling and eyeballing it, she hands it back to Hilaria. This is definitely something that we need to hold on to, but at this time, we're going to need to be maybe in the moment or back at the university or somewhere where we can get a better look at it. However, it is definitely worth keeping
Amalia
a hold of, because I think that it is, or will be.
Can you learn about it?
valuable.
How you learned about the stuff we found in the cave?
Possibly, yeah. Yeah. But not with rules on the
But you
pony,
use.
don't
I
think.
saw you wave your hands and your eyes went fwa, and then you started talking about what those things could do.
That is true. Do we want that to happen right now?
Is it does it take your power for the day to do?
Trying to see where that.
Or is identify a ritual?
For Bithynia, it is only a ritual, as it is part of her ritual caster wizard feat. So it would not expend a. It would.
Oh, so it just takes 10 minutes.
Yeah,
then.
10 minutes and 6
6
seconds, and would not expend a spell slot.
Okay. Do y'all want that?
We still
Might
have
as
some
well.
time to kill, don't we?
Yeah,
'cause we're still waiting.
they're in the final stages, but yeah, there is still a bit of time.
Okay. So, yeah, she'll definitely prepare. Or I don't think you need to prepare it.
I feel like you're the one texting
You
me. I
just-
just want you to know my phone is my camera right now. I could not check it. If it's WhatsApp, I can't read that. Just text me normally because I'll be able to see that on my computer. But anyway, yeah. So you set it down and you just take a moment, trace your usual glyphs, and after about 10 minutes of you doing sort of some Doctor Strange style movements, there's a as your eyes flare, and so its official name is a chimeric effigy. For the purposes of D&D Beyond, however, if you search for Fernian Ash Focus, I didn't get time to change its name, or I didn't feel need to. It's part of the it should be there.
Oh. that's bright nice.
And so Bithynia is sitting there and eyes white. And is she like saying this stuff out loud so everyone can hear?
You can
Yes.
choose to not say it if you wanted to keep it a secret.
Okay.
No, she'll say it out loud, and so she'll start talking about the name and going into it so that everyone can hear the properties and
Okie dokie. Just for the purpose of mechanics, that's how it's written in terms
Giving
of
it-
searching for it on D&D Beyond in case so yeah, it's a reflavored existing item, and Bithynia, yeah, so that should reveal it.
And can someone drop an actual link of that in the chat, please?
Yeah, sure. Probably what I can do is I'll pop it there.
I can elaborate.
you go.
Okay, so that also works.
And the type is fire.
Yeah.
If it's Fernie and Ash, I guess.
I try to hold off
pretty
describing
good.
items to allow you guys to have the reveal and you know, let the smart one be the one to deliver the information. But let me know if that's if I'm.
Yeah, it's just the
No, you're fine,
inability
you're
to
fine.
Google things. Means there's an inability to know what I'm talking about.
I mean, if you're anything like some of my
However.
professors,
In this,
that's clearly not a deal breaker.
Oh, yes.
okay, so we she just looks over at everybody. Basically, this is this can be used as a wand. Yeah. And 1+ damage to roll the
specifically.
spell. Fire
Nice.
damage specifically.
Do we have any fire mages in the house?
Like astoundingly no, like to
Definitely not
almost.
me.
Like, you would think that I
Disappointing,
banned
innit?
fire spells or something as a DM from, like, the makeup of the party. No judgment, but it's just remarkable now that I think about it.
we have all these spellcasters. and
Right?
one of you
No,
guys
not
can
one.
use fireball.
Oh, wait, yes, you... Wait, can you?
Okay.
Okay,
no,
that's
but
fair,
I have
that's
Hellish
fair.
Rebuke.
Ah!
So I have
I also have Hellish Rebuke from my new bracers that I still
Woohoo!
haven't
So you're
attuned
gonna be the
to,
one
but
wielding them?
Nice.
I
Hellfire.
don't know. You guys told me you hadn't decided
Yeah.
last time, so I just double checking. Totally good.
Well,
It makes sense too.
I
think
was
so.
told that I was the one to wear them, and I said that I will do it if nobody wants them.
Would you be able to? This might be a more DM question, or I guess we can find. Would you be able to use the braces to do Hellish Rebuke and the one to get the extra damage?
In the same way
or is
that
it-
yeah, rules is written, I don't see why not. You know, in the same way that a spell from an item can be counterspelled, I don't see why it can't be. Although, we'll say yes for the moment. I can't promise I won't change my mind, but I can't see.
Stick it in your bracer, and then just like wrap it round with a piece of string.
Yes,
You
that
have,
is
like,
the
this really
only way I
cumbersome
will allow that to
bracer
work. No,
and
I'm
stick it
kidding.
at the end. Yes.
Bithynia, do you have anything attuned right now? Because I have only one slot left, and I don't know if you have anything attuned.
Did we not just attune
That
Featherfall
would
to my helm?
be so you're attuned to the helmet, and the helmet contains the spell, but you are not required to also be attuned to the spell. That would be, the helmet does that for you. So you have to maintain the connection to the helmet, but once that is established, and as many spells can be pumped into it as required, and there is no burden upon you as a result. You are currently attuned, I believe, to the helmet, the staff, and I don't think there's anything else. I think those are your two magic items. I don't believe. I may be misremembering, but yes, it would be those two.
Yeah, so I think that yeah, we can definitely put that in there. We have heal, which I believe it does have a slot for heal currently, because I haven't used that since our last fight, or I didn't use it in the fight where we had prepared it for. So there is a heal slot in there, and you would like to put what in there again?
Well, we have things that we can attune as our characters, and this Ash focus needs to be attuned. So you have to sit with it for an hour, so it reacts to you and your command. So I'm asking you if you have a slot, if you want the wand, because I think you look really cool with the wand. I want you to have the wand.
Yeah, because the helmet just has the one spell slot, which you've got the Featherfall in, but that item takes up one of the achievement slots, and you have 3 in total. So if you've got the staff of
the Mirage,
illusion,
Yes,
that's one of them. Then you've got the helmet, and then you have 1 free slot left, which you can use for that. And then you're all attuned.
You know the magic item you
tuned
have is
up.
the cleansing stone.
Gotcha,
I just
okay.
realized, and that's not an attune. So yeah, that does not require attunement. So that can just be had.
Gotcha. Yeah, I am on board with this. I will dual wield a staff and a wand.
Yeah.
So you just started blasting.
I
gonna shank someone
at the
or like go like full raver.
at the risk of being labeled a fuddy-duddy, you do need one hand free to do somatic components.
Do you have the Warcaster feat?
Do I?
Yes.
I don't think I do.
Oh, okay. Because if you did, because that's Zaquintos went for Warcaster because I've always got something in my hand, and that sounds.
Yeah, speaking of which,
but,
you know you don't have to do that to get that +1 to AC. I was kidding about that, right? I'm just saying it's been 10 sessions. I'm kidding. You are sticking with something, to be sure.
Yep, indeed.
That was terrible. That was awful. I can only apologize.
Oh,
Don't you roll your eyes at me, Ali, after Amphora calling the
30
Keelix
minutes in, the
black much?
debauchery has gone off the rails.
Oh dear.
Oh my.
Alright.
This is where we get so far off the rails we forget what the
To
station
be
looks
honest,
like.
I've been there for a while. Just like,
Station.
not even necessarily starting in this session. It's like, I'm just along for the ride sometimes with you guys, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
We're only 9 days into the year.
Christ, that's not a mood.
Let's go.
Okay, so yes, by this time you all gather your things. The manticores are ready to go, unless there is any more for any more.
No, has everyone added their climbing gears?
Okay.
Need to do that.
Just so I can remove. I'm removing them from my list, so just so everyone remembers. And I'm allowed to be. I'm now under encumbered, and I'm allowed to move at a decent speed again. So I'm quite happy.
Just imagining like you all having a normal conversation and just saw Scotty casually buckling underweight like a small mound that he's sort of like holding up almost cartoon style.
What? I think it's more like the Tenardi is when he just has that overcoat that's just brimming with stuff, and it's just like glass bottles, and if you just try and move, it's just like another glass bottle just shatters from underneath.
But yes, so as the riders take their place and sort of have finished saddling up these manticores, and they go through a process of, you get the sense almost reaffirming the bond. They take a moment to sort of just press foreheads with this manticore and do a couple, and like tell them to sit and do that sort of thing, just to sort of establish who's in control. They each come to one of you and gesture for you to accompany them, the Leonin do. I would like everybody to make a animal handling check. The DC is low. I am just curious.
Point. If
Correct,
I have
you don't have
plummet,
to
so technically I don't have one, but if I roll,
You could
can I
assist
help?
one person. Yeah,
Can I
sure, I'll
help?
allow that. I'll let you assist
Yeah, okay.
one person. Okay.
Sandwich. I rolled a 1.
24.
18.
Heliada?
18.
Still
I
passes.
rolled a 9!
Bithynia, you thank your lucky stars you're riding on Plummet, because your main interaction in terms of like pets for the most part has been the dogs of colleagues, or couplet, or the dogs of
Couplet.
colleagues, and you sort of like think you kind of like
Oh shit!
3 total.
Oh my god. I had a +7 though, so my total was technically 8.
Is still a natural 1.
Am I
Nothing bad
able
happens,
to-
but as you sort of like try to sort of distract it whilst Heliodor is mounting it by holding your hand out, almost like to get it to sniff, it sort of like thinks snack and whoosh, like tries to like chomp at your hand. You pull it away like before anything happens, but you're like, okay, maybe not, and then just take a step and climb aboard your own mount.
I imagine that Batinia in that situation is just like if you trip and you like look to see if anyone saw that and then look away, just like get on plumb and just like face the other way. I'm like, I'm just gonna ignore everything over here and hope that
If
they figure it out
anybody
because I
did
clearly
notice
cannot.
it, they make no mention of it.
Yeah, if all that happened, no, you didn't.
Oh, okay, so Amalia. Is that
Is it possible, before that, is it possible to inspire
not
Amalia
retroactively?
somehow?
I'm sorry.
Nah, shit.
That would be a bridge too far. So, Amalia, you are a heavy creature. You are in full plate. You sort of easy enough climb aboard this thing, but it, like, especially like sort of your pelvic plates just dig into this thing's back when you sort of like casually, you like sit on it relaxing, and then you don't realize that your front sort of like leg guards are digging into this thing's back, and it like really doesn't like that. It does a sort of lunge buck, and you are airborne. You do take 5 points of bludgeon damage as you I rolled really high. It was just 1d6. You like basically you're flung 10 feet in the air and you just land on your back. You take 5 points of bludgeon damage. And the Leonin who is to be your rider sort of quickly gets into position, does the commands, almost like Caesar Milan. He's like, and sort of just like establishes, like when he does that thing, that's what I'm talking about. He does that to sort of like maintain control of the Manticore, and the Manticore is able to be calmed down. But as you climb on it, and this time it cooperates, and you make sure not to dig into it, it never seems to quite regain its full composure. It isn't like freaking out or anything, but it does seem a little bit more tensed, ever so slightly.
Mr. DM, as I'm approaching with my 24 animal handling, am I able, before getting on, to head up to the Manticore? And as I go out to touch it, I would like to rage and take on the aspect of the lion.
You would have to get off your Manticore to do it. Part of the...
I wasn't ever on it.
The animal handling check was specifically to sort of allow this thing to let you climb on top of it.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So before I did that, I would like to actually approach Bruticus from the front. Use one of my rage slots and take on the aspect of the lion, so I now have a gigantic lion head. And I would like to attempt to, give it a really good scratch behind the ear whilst making really good eye contact with it.
Roll a persuasion check, I'm going to say.
All right. Oh, that's not so good. 15.
So, you have the intended effect, you think, as you, fortunately, the rider hadn't quite gotten on yet. It's sort of like, he's like, what are you doing? But as you you do this, and Bruticus is like, playmate, and then just boom, just like pounces, and just like boom, lands on your chest. Like, it doesn't hurt. He sort of thinks this is a game. And he's just,
right.
but like you got a heavy Manticore, just like.
All right, I attempt to play back, and I attempt to just shove it off, and then jump, and then just like try and get it in a head.
Okay,
as much
roll.
As I
can. Roll an athletics check.
Oh, I like athletics plus 9, baby.
Okay,
that's an 18.
For the love of.
Rolled a 9, get plus 9. I love it. 18.
What is a Manticore strength?
I'm glad it's good. Otherwise, it'd be a shame to be like party death, cause of death, party.
Bruticus rolled a 19, which plus 3 becomes 22. So in like it's almost reminiscent of like Simba trying to get his like the upper hand on Nala, and they tumble some more, and then like at the end of it, she's still like Bruticus is like again like pinning you. He's not trying to hurt you, but he won the wrestle, and he does that thing like he does like the whole cat thing of like play biting, like which for a Manticore, if it were anyone but you, there might be some yelps involved, but to a rugged individual like yourself, it's all play. He's like.
I am laughing. I'm actually quite enjoying this. This is fun. I'm laughing. And I attempt to give it another playful scratch whilst trying to squeeze out.
Yeah, he's once you sort of begin to scratch it, he was never fighting too much. He was always sort of giving it. There was a give and take to it as well as part of the game, and he lets you up not too difficultly and. Gives you one last playful nom on the bicep, that happens, and then before the rider, reluctantly as he is smiling somewhat, has to call him back to a position.
as that happens, I let my rage fade, and the hair sort of shrinks back into my scalp, leaving me with the mantle
I'm not
beard.
going to lie, that's a little unsettling.
You should see me on my off days.
Do you say this out loud? It's up to you.
I can. Does anyone have anything shiny?
Oh, I don't. My axe is bone. I don't have any.
Yeah. Do your axe? Do you think that you could maybe get it to glint off of the sun and create a reflection or?
I would
on
try,
the
but my axe is made of bone.
I'll take out one of my many glass vials. And I'll see if I can kind of
One
get
of the
reflection on
Leonin,
flame.
like the female that's sort of riding the manticore that Hilira is the passenger on, sort of like as you're doing this, sort of raises her hand and says, "Would it be enough if I told you, yes, that is absolutely going to work, and we do struggle to maintain control when they do that?"
I will,
So you're saying that we should do it when we
yes.
land?
Wait until nightfall.
But then we won't have the reflection of the sun.
Alright, party plan.
Can light a torch, maybe.
Yeah, we just need to get the little glint on Amalia's dad. Everyone get everything shiny and just point. Just light him up like a beacon and just see what happens.
The beacons are lit. No.
Condor calls for aid.
Galratha, who's like helped with all of this, looks at you all like just for a moment. There's a, but she puts that aside and just says, "I know you will pursue this most serious matter with all haste." She doesn't say that literally.
It's been a tough few days.
She just says, "If there's nothing else," and she says, "Good luck."
Thank you again.
And you are all mounted up. Bithynia, you are advised by the other riders to not so much that.
Stay away!
They assure you that the manticores are kept well fed and will absolutely obey their riders under any and all circumstance. So they describe to you a few different sort of formations that they they tend to fly in, and so you get an idea. They ultimately say, just try to match what we do. It's should be fine.
Okay. Thank you for that, and
And then
I'll see you in the air.
one after the other in single file, almost like parachutists, but going up instead of down. The manticores, boom, 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 and they run along this beam, like this makes a massive trunk that protrudes from the side of the rookery, and then one after the other, each taking their turn on the beam by itself, they press the manticore with its full weight presses down on the end of this log beam, and it buckles, like it bends from the. It bends from the weight of the manticore before and launching them, not like with the force of a railgun or anything, but it does. It does help sort of get them some altitude quickly.
I can imagine Scotina's just being a combination of happy glees and screaming. Because he just doesn't really know what he's making noises because he just doesn't know what the right noise is to make.
Oh yeah,
He's
last
just
one
in
I
it for the
promised,
ride.
but everybody but Bithynia, who has some experience by now, roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh shit.
You're fine.
19.
Now I get a fucking.
You're
19.
fine. You're fine.
Natural
that is
20
Nice.
Nice.
for 22.
Math is hard.
All good, Amalia?
24.
Don't let the team down.
We'll come back to to Amalia. In the meantime, the rest of you, no trouble at all. No thoughts whatsoever of throwing up from the momentum and altitude, and you guys have never flown before. Thought it was worth seeing. Oh yeah, one after the other. So as you all take to the air, and Bithynia, you watch as they seem to gather in. Yeah, you're all fine. The DC was 5 again. You all, Bithynia, you watch as the manticores all one after the other position themselves. So it's almost like well, it's more of a hexagon because there's only 6 in total, but they sort of try to take a circular formation. You see a empty spot in this sort of hexagon type thing that you gather quite confidently is where you're sort of meant to, where you should fly in, and you do so without much issue because I think Plummet is much faster than the manticores.
Yeah, that's why she's flying to the side with Plummet, because she doesn't want to be too far ahead, but she definitely doesn't want to be stuck behind them, like in the right lane or something, you know. Like
it's easy enough.
Someone who just can't. Like these things
it's easy
have
enough
governors
to,
on it.
with a couple commands, have Plummet match the manticore's speed. He relaxes a little bit with his wing beats and just naturally falls into place if you wish him to, or you can also have the sort of by the side as you originally stated. It would be entirely your choice. Yeah, easy enough. You
Just stay to the side.
and the riders take the hint and then just sort of close the formation to maintain the integrity of it, and you all soar off. So, you will get about, at this point, 5 hours flying time before it will be too dark, and the full 5 hours would potentially make it harder to find a safe place to bed for the night. The writers explain this to you as you begin to travel along. They will defer to you in terms of how you wish to proceed in this respect. They trust that you will make the right call, and but they explain to you what the they explain to you that, and then they proceed.
So do we need to have we need to set up a cap because we can't fit them in the dome? That'd be very cramped, I'm guessing. So we need to have. Do we even have real camping gear? I don't think I do anymore.
I don't.
I have a pot, so when we need to cook something, that's about as much as I've got. I sold everything, so I had space for more vials.
I also have a pot.
pot buddies. Wait,
And
hang on.
shovel.
Hang on. All right.
Please open a tavern called the Pot and Shovel.
Will do.
Okay. So what they were saying, I couldn't hear you over the wind. What was the gist in terms of? So we need to. We can.
You can travel for 5 hours, and
where
it will be. You will have less time, and it will be darker and harder to find safe shelter for the evening. The more time you basically allocate to search for somewhere safe to bed for the night or make camp for the night, the easier that will be to do. A minimum of an hour would would make it much easier. Before you lose the light, basically, you should try to find somewhere. They advise, but if you feel confident about doing so after dark, they can fly an extra hour for today. For tomorrow, they'll be able to fly the full amount.
How much of looking at the map? How much of the route do we cover in a day, or in terms of the amount of flying we get? Like, will we be at the foot of the mountains within like by the end of the next day, or like,
They
what's
do a quick. You see, like the one who's riding with you, Scotty, do like trace something in the air, like he's doing a quick bit of math, and says 35 miles a day on average. Since we're starting later, it'll be about 20. He sort of does a quick guesstimation in terms of if we travel directly to the mountains, that would be maybe 3 days. But which way do you know where we need to travel? We are at the moment traveling northwards with a westerly direction.
I think I know. Valera! Hang on. Can you cast your yes/no thing in the air? In the air? Oh, I didn't realize how bad it was. If you turn around and look around.
The Leonin chuckles and barks a command, which all the Leonin repeat, and then the Manticores just fan their wings out, and they don't stop, but they slow to a glide, and it's much easier to be heard. The wind does die down.
Hi. Would you be able to do the yes/no to find out, like, norths and wests, or when should we do that? Should we just travel for a day and then do it? And because you're basically our compass, I think.
Well, if I do it more than once a day, it has a 25% chance it doesn't work. Because I keep doing it, you know, Rhodas is a very busy god, and like he has stuff to do, and like.
Okay, so it doesn't make a difference. So we do it tomorrow wherever we end up.
I can try locate creature, but that's only if they're in 1,000 feet of us. Then I can like kind of ping where they are.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it makes no difference. I guess does it make sense for us just to go straight to the heart, and then tomorrow see if he's still north of us, and find out when he's no longer north of us, and then we might see him on the way, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess we're just going straight to the heart. Straight to
Works
the
for me.
heart.
Straight to the heart.
We don't have that cleared.
Sorry.
Do we still have the map that Nazareth
I don't
had?
believe you did.
we
It was
take
his
that?
personal map, and no request was made for a map.
Darn it. Okay. Well. So, do we want to travel for 4 hours, look for a spot where there's light, or do we just want to go for 5 hours and then see what happens?
How used are you to setting up camp? Like,
Oh,
how
I'm pretty
confident-
damn good at finding us spots to pitch tent, all right?
Well, we're a little more refined here. We
We have a
Very
dome.
attacked
everything.
right now.
we have tiny huts, which are bigger than pitching any tent
I
that
don't know
could
if
be
that
pitched.
sounds like a better. We have tiny huts.
They are still bigger than any tent that could be pitched. Okay.
Yeah, not wrong.
Will the hut fit will the hut fit all the riders?
How many people can the hut fit, Bithynia?
I want to say that it's 6, but we have 2 people who have tiny hut, so we could have a little
Who also has
commune.
a tiny hut?
Actually, did we have a long rest in between? Because Hilaria, you said that you only have 1 spell, or are you fully
You
rested?
can
Do you
cast
have all
tiny
your spell
hut,
slots?
Hilira?
No.
Oh,
No.
Why did I think that someone else had tiny hut? Never
I'm
mind.
sure we had. No, we definitely did have 2 tiny huts at one point.
No, I think that might have been an idea we had because I have the stubborn oasis potion, which makes a hut
Oh,
where
maybe.
there are protective snakes and stuff, but we decided another day.
Or maybe we put it in the helm and
That
just
would
did
work.
it anyways. Because I feel like we've done this, but tiny hut in the helm, best use of it.
What? You
You
can
just
put up
think
to a third
I'm really tired.
I,
Hut
don't-
appears.
Middle of the fight, I have no spell
I'm
slots.
just gonna quickly
Hut.
check the wording of the helm. I don't think so, but I just want to make sure there's nothing saying any restrictions on ritual spells being put into the helm. Again, I really don't think so, but rather just be sure. While we're in this helm, you cast any spell stored in it. Nope, that it says any. Yep, you can just cast a spell. No restriction.
So pitching tents and tiny huts it is. Okay.
And cool spells. Just make sure. Tiny hut. Oh, 9 creatures. So yeah, with 2 tiny huts, definitely. There's a total of 12 of you. Yeah, there's 6 of you, and then there's 6 riders.
So Athena gets ready. Tiny huts for everybody. Well, except for the one who wants a tent.
I'm just imagining you all in your tiny huts, and
You
then
can come in too.
like Kronk in Emperor's New Groove, Bokios with like this really, really teeny tiny tent. Yeah. Except instead of the
It's all coming together.
except instead of the poof ball, it's his beard that's like.
And does he still have the little unicorn plush that
I don't know.
Hilaria let him
Helena's
hold
pretty
before?
attached to that thing. She might have taken it back.
I have it back because somebody ruined it.
Rude.
Bettina.
Very rude.
Sorry, I was just thinking of the perfect incantation for Bithynia to cast these spells. It's got to be, behold, Bithynia, warlock of melodies, turn your face from the plains, hut, hut.
Listen,
Yep.
good, well-planned infrastructure can be terrifying to some.
Yeah. Will the? I was about. I was about to say, will the manticores be okay? The manticores will be okay. The manticores. Don't even know why I even thought that. They're manticores.
The Leonin who's with you, Scotty, says, if nothing else, they'll be loud enough to wake us.
True, actually. And even if they're not going to fight anything, I think they'll scare a few things away. Either that or whatever it brings towards us. Like, that's it. Well, it's been nice knowing you. And on that note, I think I'm going to go get some sleep.
And you guys continue. At this point, the conversation over. They shout a different command, and they all begin beating their wings hard again, and you all course off into these, with the setting sun framing the, and you guys are quite high up. You're not like a mile high up, but you're definitely like 1,000-foot territory. And you just see the golden plains rolling before you, framed on all sides, with the far end being just beyond your sight, but you see just the white peaks of the Katakhan Mountains on one side, the Oraniad Mountains on the other side. And as the light hits the golden plains, it's really quite something. You understand why they're called the Golden Plains of Oreskos. Oreskos being an Old Theran word for golden drops, almost. Like, reminds you almost of honey, as all the colors crash across the clouds and refract as the sunset is to do. It's really quite marvelous. You guys can't recall a sunset you've seen quite like it. And the slightly more perceptive among you are able to just make out the reflection of the sun's mirror, the lake at the center of the valley. It's a little ways off still. Let me double check the map, but
That wasn't the lake that we
no.
fought the
So
Iron
that was
Hydra,
a
was it?
pond, for lack of a better term. This lake is
Okay.
over 20 miles across in some places. But can I get someone to roll me a d20, please? Just a regular d20.
Just a regular
yes.
D20. I rolled a nat 1.
Oh no! No, not that face, Romeo. No.
We
No.
just, why did we don't know what the random encounter table says. That could just be, you know.
It starts raining gold.
On the upside, we are on Manticores. We should have the capacity to run away.
A couple hours pass. And you guys start to feel a little bit cold, because, you know, you're quite high up, and you bundle into your winter gear to try and stay warm. What is everybody's passive perception?
Oh no.
15.
11.
So 15, Heliada.
Solid 13, mate.
Bakhios.
15.
Bithynia, what's your
Yes.
passive perception?
13.
I'm the least perceptive. I
Heliada
only have
and Bakhios.
11.
But socially, you're the most.
You
Yeah, Cronian's living it up.
are sort of like you guys have kind of like had it at this point in terms of like, okay, novelty flying's over. I'm a little cold now, and you're sort of beginning to get a little annoyed at the wind, especially because that's the worst part of it. It's just just plucking the heat from you and ferrying it away on the wings of Zephyrs. And so you're like, God damn that fucking wind, and you swear
cut glass
it,
right
like,
now.
did it pick up? And they're like, okay, now it's gone. And then, wait, what? And then you listen for a moment, and the wind seems to be picking up and then stopping. And then picking up and then stopping. And as the last vestiges of sunlight hit, sort of, as the sun is still setting, it hasn't gone down below the horizon yet, but it's sort of the golden hour kind of thing. And you can't figure out sort of what this sort of weird fluctuation in wind is. And Heliada and Bakhios, you guys both sort of have a look around, and you look up, and you what you thought was like just an eagle flying overhead starts to get closer.
Oh, fuck.
And starts to get bigger. And starts to get bigger. And bigger.
Okay,
And
can
bigger.
I message Bucky's really quickly and go trouble, 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 trouble?
And so
Dive!
okay, so you yell dive. They look
Dive
up
as
and
loud as I can.
oh fuck. As a aquiline creature with a 200-foot wingspan begins to descend lower and lower to what looks like a delightful snack.
You... oh, you can't.
I'm so sorry.
Why do I get the feeling that, you know, the screen just washes out in Final Fantasy style, you know?
More like
starts.
More like that.
Oh,
I can't remember what
What's
the
the
song is
juicy?
called. I'm sure the
What's
song has
the-
a name, but like you're probably wondering how I ended up here. Like I think it's like a harmonica that's like a bop. Yeah.
To be continued. Da, da, da,
Oh yeah,
da,
yeah. It
da,
definitely
da,
fucking
da.
windy because of the wing beats of an adult rock that is descending upon you guys. And Amalia, uniquely, like interestingly, has seen one of these before. Amalia, you think back to that fateful day several months ago now, when you all landed upon that island that was to be mapped out by the person who had hired you to keep him safe. And Amalia, you think back at how you saw a creature much like this grasp an entire galley in its talons and fly it to the top of a peak and plant it there with you all still inside it. And Amalia just says, "Oh no." Yeah.
What, full Baymax style?
I'm trying to. I
Oh,
can't
no.
do Violet's voice very well.
We are not fast.
No
Okay.
kidding.
So I'm gonna get some music on just to set the mood, but you guys, it's getting closer. What is everybody doing?
Have we noticed what's going on as well?
Yeah. So when Bokios yells "dive," you all notice. You notice this thing, and you at this point it's close enough that you realize this thing's sheer enormity.
I got very little, to be fair.
I'm a
Oh,
melee
actually-
character.
At this
Actually,
point,
how far away is it?
it's about 200 feet.
Okay. I am going to hold an we're not really in anything, but I'm going to hold an action to cast a spell through the horn.
Very well. Sorry, I was just confused for a moment.
Specifically, Dissonant Whispers.
No worries. Okay, so you're casting Dissonant Whispers on it.
The range is only 60 feet, so I'm holding it until it's within range to be affected
I feel
by
like
it.
I'm hearing... It's about 200 feet. I feel like
How
I'm hearing
far away
duplicate
is it?
music, and I have no idea why. Sorry, please just excuse me one moment. Take a moment to think of what you're doing. I just need to try and figure out why this is happening.
Panicking, in a word.
Yeah.
I was looking, going, I don't think I have much, and Dissonant Whispers is my best
Yeah.
bet, and that reliant on it failing a save. And I guess it's probably got some good
Just
damn
do a quick
saves.
thing.
I can try something, but it has to be pretty close. So I will also prep a spell.
We haven't swapped anything to in the helmet because we were just talking about conceptually. So we still have the feather fall in. I'm
Yeah.
assuming. Cool.
Yeah.
Because imagine it was falling, like, ah shit, and then just form a hole in the air. Ah shit. Like full on Wicked
Yeah.
Witch of the West.
Okay, I think it's gone now, so we're fine. Okay, so you're holding Dissonant Whispers. Anything else?
Can I create a wall of water surrounding us, kind of like a dome surrounding us?
As long as there isn't a
Ooh, that's
requirement to be
hard.
on a surface, sure. Let me just have a look at Wall of Water. On the ground, sorry.
On the ground.
You are airborne right now.
Okay.
I will also prep banishment
Yes.
Okay.
when it
Yes.
gets into range.
Yeah. Yes, good call. I think that's the only call, really. I think it's
I
that.
will.
Run away.
I'm gonna grit my teeth. That's all I can do.
Well,
I'm a
you're
maniac.
not
What the fuck am
wrong.
I gonna do?
Engage, flight,
Okay.
or fight.
Yeah.
I'll need a favor from
Good
everyone as well.
lord.
If you could all just pull up the Manticore's stat block. I'm gonna have you guys make any athletics checks, just because there's 6 of them.
Yeah.
And Bithynia use plummet in particular. So if I say like make an athletics check to like try to outrun or something like that, I'm gonna ask the riders to do it. You're riding plummet, so instead of using a Manticore stat block, use plummets, which is Pegasus. Okay, so are you casting or you're holding banishment? Yeah, fair enough. So this massive You may have seen one or two Hilira and Bakrios in particular. They tend to favor the high peaks of the mountains of Theros, but never up close. They would these creatures would know never to venture near the cities of Akros. But you may have seen one floating off in the distance once or twice. This is, again, twice in one day, you are taken aback by, like, but this time for real, this is larger than anything you guys have ever seen before in terms of a creature, and just gets lower. And if you thought the wind was deafening before, you feel as if you may get swept away by the hurricane gale of this creature's wing beats. As it gets to 150, 200, and begins to narrow the gap, and just lets out a massive, like just a sort of aquiline cry that is so loud you're almost forced to clasp your ears shut, and you hold on to the spell, but there's a moment where you fear you might not, due to the deafening wail of this thing's call. It is now nearing 60, 55, 50.
Cool, at 60 feet.
60 feet. You can go first, Scotty. I'll go after you.
We can both do it. But yeah, I'm going to, so I'm going to reach out with the horn, kind of keeping balance while on here as well, and trying to kind of aim there as well. And I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers and I'm gonna upcast
Okie
that
dokie.
to
So
third level.
wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw, please.
That is a natural 1 on Dissonant Whispers.
Okay, so this is good. So he takes 18 points of psychic damage, and it must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away
and it
from me.
has a flying speed of 120 feet, so it immediately sort of makes like a rock sound, or makes another cry, and this time, like, you guys, like, the manticores actually, like, have to sort of shudder under the turbulence as this thing flies upwards immediately, racking its head with the pain, and it gains an extra 120 feet distance from you. Let me see if I can get a visual, actually. Bear with me just one moment. I don't think so, but let me just have a look. Let's add new scene.
So am I still holding banishment?
I'll let you hold banishment
because
for
I
more
was
than a round,
also
that's fine.
gonna let that fire.
New scene.
Okay.
Yeah, mine's more of a pushes it back a little bit to give us a bit more leeway. Whereas yours is and now you're gone for, is it a minute?
Yeah, so we gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, maps. Ah, perfect. I've got just the thing for this. Let me just find an appropriate one. Excellent. And it's darker as well, so this would be perfect right here. So I'm just gonna open, select file. Sorry, bear with. So let's go ahead and activate this scene, and I will drag all the players into the scene. So let's pop Amalia, Bakrios, Bithynia, Hilira, and Zaquintos, and Xanthia. Let's give the people a visual as well. I'm going to switch to the battle cam, transition. And yeah, this is great because I can actually do this properly. Ah, yes, too small. So if I go on, right, 140, I believe, is the standard. Correct. Alright, I'm just going to move you guys here. You can... Alright, there's no natural illumination in this map, so let me just quickly change that. Unrestricted vision range, so you should all be able to see now. Just about done. I do appreciate your patience.
It's a pretty cloud.
Here is Plummet. So, Bithynia, you're off to the side, right? Oopsie daisy. So, put Bithynia here. Oh, right, I thought I lost Helida for a second. Monstrosities. Wait, did I never load a Manticore? One sec, guys. Manticore. No, I didn't. That's strange. Do you need me on monsters? Search. No, wait, not wrong. Manticore. I do realize I'm floundering slightly. Do apologize. Import entry. Cool. No, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, sorry, not 6. 5, 5, 5.
6? Well, that was 5. Yeah.
Okay, so 1 for Amalia. Cool. Xanthia, climb aboard. So you should be able to, if you select both of them. Actually, maybe I can do this. Yeah. So I can, if I select both of them, you'll be. Yeah. So if you select both of them and click the little horsey icon, it should automatically mount you up. Although you may have to. You may have to own the token to. You know what? I'll troubleshoot this later.
Yeah.
There we go. You're all mounted up, and I'll do you as well, Xanthia. Mounted up. There you go. Should be able to. Fine. And last but not least. Cool. So does everybody have the visual?
Thanks, babe.
Yes, thank you.
With including the
Oh my god.
It's not load. Oh Christ!
Oh my god, that's filthy. I thought that
Oh,
I
no.
was a bitch.
Oh no!
What the hell?
Why did I have to roll in that one?
It's alright. It goes away for feet, so that gives us 1 turn at least.
and this
Oh,
is.
geez.
I feel like this is my Aeorian White Dragon. This is my Aeorian White Dragon moment. I'm loving this.
It doesn't even fit the map. Its
I
beak
hate
is the size of me.
So, as you guys get into position with Rodan temporarily disabled, this thing flies back up.
Yeah, as it's been, I think I'd like to think that the Dissonant Whisper I've just gone fly in, now fly out, swoop up, now swoop down, back up, because we want
This
to go
thing
home.
snarls, angry, and lets out like this time. This wail is different. It's almost like a shriek, and it goes back into position and redoubles its efforts. Okay, so at the end of that round, I would like everyone to make an athletics check with the Manticore's stat block with advantage because this thing had to give up 120 feet of its movement. Okay.
Dirty 20.
Strength. So it's a plus,
22.
plus 3. So
Well, 19. Nice.
Yep.
20.
Dirty 20, 22?
Dirty 20 as well.
Okay.
11.
Did you say yours, Xanthia? Oh, 22. And Bithynia for
Yeah,
Plummet?
22.
So I don't see athletics. I mean, I have the Pegasus up, so I
Yeah,
just
so
rolled
if
a
it's not
D20.
proficient, it's
Strength
just the
modifier.
strength modifier of the Pegasus. If you don't see athletics, it means it's just not proficient, so it's just the strength modifier.
My Pegasus has more athletics than I do, luckily.
Okay.
So I had a total of 15.
Against this thing's, what did it roll again? 28. It rolled really high. You thank your lucky stars it had to make up the 120 feet because it dashes, so it can't do anything this turn. But Hilira, with your 11, this thing, you could reach back and touch this thing's beak. It is right on your tail, and at one point it sort of snakes it, like this massive beak opens, and your rider just kicks it into gear, and the scorpion tail retreats just as the beak crashes down with the force of a slamming pillar. And you narrowly miss it. This thing's right behind you, Hilira. Your manticore is trailing slightly. It's the nearest one to it.
I
Okay,
release my
is
banishment.
that a wisdom saving throw as well? Or charisma? Oh.
Charisma.
He
Let's
isn't.
hope he's not charismatic.
He's a beautiful
8.
bird. Yes!
Okay, bye.
Banishment and polymorph.
Epic encounter.
Yep.
Banished versus banishment.
Story. Every DM out there, you know what this is about.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so let's hover around. Let's stay here for a minute while we decide what to do
mean-
next, right?
It wouldn't be something where I go, oh, I couldn't believe you guys would ever do that.
Yeah, it's true.
Clerics, man. Basically unstoppable.
Oh,
I do apologize for 1 second whilst I do a thing. Okay, we're good. Just put that back in place. Sorry, there was like just a couple cameras that are the wrong side. So you guys hear like a crashing sound and then realize it is just like a couple people's teeth chattering from the cold and the fear. You just hear like cam, sorry, like literally just one sec. Someone's cam resized slightly for no reason, so I'm just gonna quickly fix that. There we go. I'm not sure what happened there. Transform. Edit transform. Scale to inner bounds. Oh right, I know what happened. Tech issues. Gotta love them. Scale to inner bounds. Close. What did you guys write?
He is.
What did you guys write?
He is, though. I bet he
yeah.
is.
there's the initial layout that you had. There's just a freeze frame as you're describing it, and it just looks like you're kind of like pouring on the back of it as you're kind of like careering in to destroy us all, and it's quite terrifying.
Romy is Gandalf, confirmed.
I mean, it is like me to tell the party to bugger off so that I can get all the XP and epic loot and then level up without them. Which, let's be honest, that's what that was. Didn't want to have to share the loot
Yeah.
and the XP.
Well, so you're saying that Hilira single-handedly defeated that creature, right?
Defeated is a strong word. She bravely ran away. When danger reared its ugly head, she bravely turned her tail and fled. Brave Hilira.
Look, it's her thing. She runs
Oh,
away
I know. I
from
just wanted an
things.
excuse to sing Monty Python. Okay, so Hilira recites an incantation, and you watch as her sort of like astral duplicate, which she sort of uses in moments of like channel divinity and things like that, seems to leap out of her body, sort of like a ghostly form. It runs on the air for just like the few feet that it needs to, and then still running on the air, like does like a circles around this thing, like a, and then as it sort of creates this like tornado that envelops this creature in a ball of rotating astral glowing winds. And a moment later, it's like a and it's gone. And then so is this creature. It vanishes entirely. Which I will do in a moment. Boom, gone.
Oh no, but it was so pretty.
Its beak was the
So
size of us.
scary.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys have a minute.
Yeah,
I'm
so
going
gotta
to.
go.
I will give you guys an
Land,
option
land,
actually
land.
here. Would you like to make an athletics check for the full minute, or make 10 separate athletics checks to for each round? Yes.
That's a lot of dice.
Or I'll tell you what.
That's a lot
One
of dice.
or
I'll
let's say
do the
half. One or 5.
I think 5 is more manageable.
Let's do
Okay.
five. Let's do
We'll
five.
start with the
Five.
first one. Can I get everyone to just make 1 athletics
Dice.
check using the manticore?
Alrighty.
All right.
Here we go, and we start 17.
18.
12.
Okay.
Yay.
9.
So 18, 7, 17, Hilira
18.
12,
Yep.
7 Xanthia, 11, sorry, and
11.
9, okay.
And I had a
So
9.
that's a group check, that is a failure.
9.
You guys don't get as much ground as you,
Well-
like, the manticores are spooked, they're,
Oh, who said to do the one roll?
the
That would've been
manticores
dumb,
are a
man.
little
Not said
spooked, they're
five.
veering wildly back and forth, and the riders are struggling to gain a grip on them. They just about managed to wrestle them, but the meandering means that you don't travel quite as far as you had hoped. New round. If I could get everyone to make another athletics check, please.
Okay.
Can I? I'm going to inspire my manticore with.
Does inspire
reassuring
require
screaming.
a language in common?
That's a great question.
Well,
Oh, dude.
but manticores
Spirit.
do speak. Oh, not in this universe. Sorry.
Eh.
Yeah.
You can. Because it says you can inspire them with words or music.
That's fine. As long as there's no restriction, just wanted to double check. Okay, 19, 19, 18. Okay, 16. 16. Very good. Go ahead and roll. 24. Very good. Oh, let's roll
How?
Amalia, you're not
can't
rolling
get a
your
24,
athletics. What did
can
you
you?
roll on the dice?
Okay, Bardic Inspiration die is a 6, which is
Okay.
18 for me with the Bardic Inspiration.
That is better. That is a success.
Not bad, not good.
After reestablishing control, Amalia, what did you roll on the dice? Okay, so 16. So okay, so 19 also
19,
succeeds.
Nice.
You guys reestablish control, each one of you pitching in this time. You're instructed by the rider to basically help sort of like grip the sort of rib cage area and provide a sort of like reassuring brace to help calm these creatures down.
Oh,
Kind of. It's sort of in the same way like you might swing a cub. It's sort of like that pressure in particular is associated with reassurance. They very quickly explain while they're also shrieking slightly as they're panicking just as much as you are. But it is an overall success. Can I get another athletics check?
I'd like to inspire. I think I'm going to use most of my bardic inspiration to try and just
Yeah, all right.
assist in my role. I'm using the horn to kind of mimic a cat's purr, but it just just sounds like
Yeah.
a much
You put your
louder
tongue right up to the
cat.
mouthpiece of the horn and you just do like a...
Yes.
18. Very good. Success. 10 is a failure.
Oh, 17. I'm so glad I rolled that 6 on the bardic inspiration.
Bithynia? Okay, so 17 is a failure. So
Yeah,
that
that's
one is
12.
that round is considered a failure. Overall, if I did, yeah. So we had an 18, a dirty 20, a 12, a 10, and a 17 would be considered failures.
Wait,
Oh,
isn't Amalia's
yes, it is.
roll still missing?
Yeah.
No pressure.
You have
No
one job.
pressure at
Here we
all.
go. Here we go.
We need a
Big money,
natural
no
20 here.
Big money, no mummies. Big money, no whammies. And here comes the sandwiches.
Survey says.
Come on.
I've been in arguments with previous girlfriends with that 3-dot thing with less tension.
Thank you!
Oh no, it's disappeared.
That may be the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me about my DMing.
Ow!
Amalia, you're
Ow,
not doing
you
the
can't-
athletics, it's the
you just
manticore, so it's +3, not +8. Unless Amalia is literally grabbing the manticore's wings.
Oh,
another dirty,
no.
another dirty
No!
20.
That's another fail.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
another
my
Dirty 20, that's a
You rolled
success.
17, but plus
Yeah,
3.
true.
So
Oh,
at
yes.
least half succeeds. So it is a success. That does turn it for you. That does become a success.
Oh.
So yes, Amalia, you guys are up in the air on
Thank you.
manticores.
I have a-
They're the ones doing the work. Although I do
I have a tummy
I do
ache.
love the visual of
Stressed.
Amalia grabbing the manticore's wings and beating them for it faster than it actually is capable.
But then you're just like, it's like, what is that rattling? What is clanging around? It's just all the armor. Like,
You're
goes
not
down
sure
on
where
the
Amalia got the
manticore,
trireme ores from, or how they're working on air, but you do know that she's very far ahead of you now. Okay, so that's the... Yes?
Okay, quick question though. I have gust of wind. Could I use that in any way to maybe
You
accelerate
potentially let me
us?
have a look at... you could certainly try. I know that's a wanky thing
Sure.
to say, but
I mean,
I
Certainly
have that
try.
carved on. I have that carved on my DM screen. You can certainly try.
let me read that. So, a line of strong wind, 60 feet long and 10 feet wide, blasts from you in a direction that you choose for the spell's duration, which would be up to 1 minute. Each
Where's
creature,
control weather when you need it?
yeah, each creature that started its turn in the line must succeed on a strength saving throw, or be pushed 15 feet away from you in a direction following the line. So, I guess I could push the others 15 feet away from me if they all fail their strength saving throws.
What about the riders?
Yeah.
Ah!
Chucked off, yes.
do you cast it?
I'm scared. I don't know.
We have Featherfall. We'll be fine. We just have a
Rock following us. Well, not
No,
really.
I think I won't. I'll just hold on that and maybe just try to cast it at the evil thing.
Oh Jesus!
If it
Just try it. Try it.
Okay.
Okay, I cast.
In
Gusts
which
of
direction are
Wind.
you casting the wind? In which direction is it blowing?
So it. So basically in the same direction that
very
we're
well.
also flying.
So it is 10 feet wide in particular. The manticores are considered a large creature. So you could get about 2 of them with this thing's width range, basically. So which 2 do you choose?
I'll blast it at Hilliera and Scotty
Very good.
to give you like a little bit
I
of a
will
head
ask you all
start.
to now please make me the 4th athletics check. And as you guys do this, you guys watch as Xanthia traces the glyphs in the air and it just condenses a small typhoon. Wait before you say anything, Hilira, and then just releases like this sort of
sorry.
miniature squall that all of a sudden, and like you watch these things, the manticore's wings billow like almost like sails. Scotty and Hilira, please make the checks with advantage as they catch the
Cute.
the wings catch the wind and are propelled forward. The riders are like, "Holy shit!"
That is a nat 20 plus.
Yes.
I rolled a 1, and then my other one was a total of 8.
Okay.
So 8.
What's
That's
the
not a
Manticore
natural 1. That would have
sword?
come with an extra roll.
Yeah, that.
Okay, so 15 from Xanthia. Okay. 18 and 22. Very
Yeah.
good. Amalia?
So,
Yeah,
no, so
yeah.
20 from Scotty
Which
as
counts
well,
as 2
right?
successes,
Yeah.
by the way.
Oh, so that's... Oh,
Oh, good.
I see. Well, then
Yes,
we've won.
yes.
We for this run, then, haven't
GG.
we averaged
GG.
a success? Yes. No.
That's it.
And with the squallic aid of the wind provided by Xanthia, she releases a miniature typhoon behind you guys, propelling everyone forward. And you look down, you realize, like, you spot a couple landmarks like hillocks and particularly large trees, and you've covered a fair bit of ground. You're definitely seeing the fruits of your panicked labor. To zoom in a little. Unless anybody wishes to do anything else before the next round, I'll ask everyone to make the final athletics check.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I touch my manticore and cast Longstrider on it to
Yes,
give
you
it
can.
like 10 more feet?
You're
Give it,
wishing to
like,
cast
a little
Longstrider
bit of a
specifically?
bump. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. The only thing I can do right now.
I rolled insanely well. I got another dirty 20.
Hold on.
Hey!
Bless the
Uh,
manticores.
You could, but it's not an attack roll or a saving throw, so it wouldn't help,
Yeah,
as it is an ability check. Unless if you have guidance, I don't know
that's
if
true.
do paladins have guidance? Oh.
I don't.
I'm just double checking how many bardic inspiration die I have left. Because I'm only level 1 bard. I don't know how many I start with.
You get 3, don't you?
I
Okay,
think that's
Dirty
right. but I just wanna
20,
make absolute certain
22. So 2 successes. Was that 15, Xanthia? Oh, sorry.
I have the
Yeah, I lost
22.
track. So 20, 22, 8, 15. So
There
that's
we
we're tied at the moment. Who hasn't rolled? I'm out. All right.
I haven't. I'm just
Amalia.
determining.
Come on,
my-
Scotty and Amalia, let's see it. We want 17 or higher.
I can't. Is there a where does D&D Beyond have bardic
Yeah.
inspiration die?
Bonus action.
I will quickly roll
Okay,
for
there we
Amalia
are.
just for
Let's
the
have a look.
sake of brevity.
Oh, I have 4. Okay. Not bad.
Nice.
In which case,
Oh.
yes, I will use a third
Sweet.
to inspire myself, and that
Okay.
brings it to 21.
Oh.
Which is good because, I mean, so if she rolls, I'm welcome to have that be overridden, but it was an 11 that I rolled for that manticore, which would have been a 14. So that was a failure, but Scotty brings it to 50%, which is still a success. So, in the span of about a minute, you guys
I don't like flying.
rocket forward with the white-hot fervor of a rabid chimera and manage to cover just about nearly 2,000 feet, I'll say, based off of everything. But movement speed from the movement bump from the successful checks, plus sort of considering dashing and all that, it'd be 100 feet per round with the Manticore's 50 flying speed. So, yeah, all things considered, just about 2,000 feet in a minute, due to the number of successes and all the different things you did. Oh, sorry, you cast Longstrider, didn't you, Helira?
Yeah, I did. So I got
Um,
10 feet more.
You know what? It doesn't affect the
2010
result,
feet,
so
yeah.
for the hell of it, I'll say that the Longstrider gave you a +3, which would have made it a success. He succeeded either way, but I thought it important to factor that in, as it did expend a spell slot for it. So yeah, your last one is a success, and you guys cover about 2,000 feet, and with that, you turn around just in time to see this thing reappear into existence, and even with 2,000 feet's distance, there's no masking the sheer breadth of this thing. With a single wind,
You're gonna say
with a
"Gah."
single wing beat, it just parts the clouds around it and looks around frantically. It seems to be searching.
Okay, down, tiny hut? Question mark?
Hallucinatory clouds, so it can't see us. Hallucinatory terrain stuff.
I can cast fog cloud.
I have hallucinatory terrain. as
Yes, you
well.
do.
I
Your
don't
staff
know
of
what the
Mirage does have hallucinatory terrain. I will...
Would it,
I also have minor illusion.
The,
If we wanted to create like thunder somewhere else in the off to the distance. Thunder, lightning.
what's the range on hallucinatory terrain? Oh, sorry, on the other one, minor illusion?
Minor illusion.
This
30
thing is
feet.
about 2,000 away from you. Would be just out of range.
hallucinatory terrain has a range of 300 feet, and it's like a big space that it covers, doesn't it? You could literally just create a. Actually, does it count?
It's 150
Yeah,
foot cube in range.
natural terrain. I'm wondering if I'm a pedantic asshole if air is... See, I'm genuinely wondering.
Clouds.
It's a tricky one, because you feel like you're... I will say...
Well, it does say that it turns one terrain into something else, so it'd be like a pond into a grassy meadow. So, I mean, it would make air look like clouds, right? Because it says open field can be, or road can be a swamp, hill could be impassable
and
terrain.
there seems like a precipice that just
Yeah,
looks
that's
like a
true.
gentle slope rather than a drop.
If
That-
you
that
can
looks like the lack of
make
something,
ground
because it just looks-
disappear, no sense you couldn't. Yeah, I accept your line of reasoning, and I will allow it.
Because in the line of being, it also says that manufactured structures aren't changed, but there's no
Yeah,
manufactured
yeah.
structure that
This
we're
is,
changing. It's just
I was leaning that way overall. I just wanted to take a moment to think about it in case I had second thoughts. But no, you're right. Based on how the spell works and what you can do with it, I see no reason why you couldn't make a section of clouds look like a different section of clouds, or sort of mask yourselves in that manner. All right, what do you choose?
okay. And
Yes, sorry, go
so
ahead.
Bithynia gets this. So this is Bithynia. She's like writing one-handed on Plummet. Grabs the staff out. He's like, "What'll it be, boys? Thunder and lightning, clouds, here, there. What do we want?"
Just a bit of fog, so it's not obvious that suddenly loads of cloud has appeared, but just a little bit that kind of just gets
The
just a bit of coverage.
Chemtrails. What do we want? I've got options.
one of the Leonin yells, "Subtle, something subtle."
How cloudy is it now?
It is like about what you see here. It's sort of those evening clouds. They're not especially thick. It's not like sort of like heavy clouds. You can see through even some of them. Case in point, as so. It's sort of delicate evening quasi summer clouds, if that makes sense.
Subtle clouds.
Just more clouds.
So Bithynia has a staff, and she's like, "Bippity boppity boom." Here's some clouds, and then it just
You guys
around us, and so hopefully they can still see
You
one another.
all marvel at the steely resolve Bithynia clearly displays as she so nonchalantly, with a rock bearing down on you, she almost lazily, yeah, bippity boppity, fuck do you want, and and you're like, so professional, and she traces the glyph, and then the moonstone, I believe, yes, the moonstone at the head of the staff glows, and then just like smoke, like steam almost it looks like steam begins to emanate from it, just fog. That you squint and you just about perceive it as illusory. You in particular, Hilira, as you sort of make a check, you're like, oh, But at a glance, looks perfectly real, and it sort of just begins to like grow, and then just until it's almost like erupting like a steam train off of her staff as she's holding it high, and then the begins to sort of partition off into like big plumes until it sort of coalesces, and there's a massive cloud, opaque enough to conceal you all. You can't perceive what's on the other side of it from where you came, but also not so or massive or thick that it would look out of place. It will now make a perception check with the DC appropriately affected.
Okay.
And Hilira and Bakios, as you all cross your fingers and pray to your respective gods, you hear and the wing beats get fainter as it seems to be moving in a different direction because it rolled shite on its perception check. And after a moment, the wing beats fade away entirely, and combat appears to be over. Or
Take that, that one. Oh man. That was fun.
Sucks. Oh.
So we'll just keep going for another 4 hours. I'm sure that'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen?
How long
this
have
would be
we
about
been
4
going?
hours now as well, yeah. After that chase, you realize you're like, okay, we've got a little bit of light left, but like now is the time to make that call.
Did we fly it in the right direction? 2,000 feet?
Fortunately, yes. It was you.
Hey,
It chased. You
it's
didn't
all
choose to
worthwhile.
do any kind of dogfighting maneuvers or anything like that. So it simply chased you in the direction you were going.
Should we
I
go
choose
down?
life. To be fair, the
Oh,
manticores
let me-
are probably. I don't know.
Manticores need a bit of
You
rest.
do actually
they-
hear that they're kind of going
They did good. You did good.
as they continue to beat their wings, and the riders do affirm that it took a bit out of them.
Okay, let's go to bed.
Yes, I think we all deserve that, especially
Manticore.
manticores.
Soft manticore war manticore. Just doesn't have the right
You
ring
guys
to it. I'll work on something.
glide lower and lower and lower, and you're sort of cruising at like 100-foot type altitude as you're not circling so much, but you are sort of, the riders sort of drifting, and they clearly seem to be searching. Who would be leading the charge in terms of searching for an appropriate place to make camp?
He's got a good perception. I'm 3.
5.
Would it be
It would be
perception or
survival in particular.
Oh, in that
I have a-
case.
I have a +5 to survival.
In that case, me, because I'm +9.
Yeah,
Okay, you go.
All right, camping buddy. Camp.
Yeah, I'm not so silly now, am I, silly bitches?
Very well,
Yeah, I would like
please
to
yeah.
lean over the side of Bruticus and
Yeah, it is.
That is that it? Yeah, Bruticus, and look for a suitable place for shelter for a large group of beasts
Please
as
make a
well as
survival
12
check.
people. Alrighty, +9. Don't fail me now. Oh, that's a natural 18, so
Nice.
27.
You, easy enough, you scan the horizon, and this is your speed. You, have been you've been in the wild for such a long time that you were just innately, you have trained your brain to constantly search for, like these sorts of things, and to make a note of them for later. If you retread old ground, you've learned that it's better to, have these sorts of things just stored somewhere, so it is so second nature to you that, you simply just have a scan around, and, you spot a very, very large tree. And with that roll, I'll say that you even recognize, you recall a lifetime ago having to learn names of different things as a child. And you always found that one particularly funny. It's called the Zaquintos Tree. But you remember, like, oh yeah, that's what that is. And this thing sort of has a girth of like nearly 30 feet. It's not like impossibly high or anything. It does only come about sort of 50 feet off the ground. But with a sort of 30-foot trunk that sort of branches outwards quite quickly, almost acacia style. A lot of the branches being quite thick as well. This one seems unusually large for a Zaquintos tree as well. So you're like, sweet, like that. You even just a quick scan, you know that, yeah, that would probably hold several creatures. Several large creatures too.
Yep. It's down there, huge fuck off tree. Let's get to
the
it.
riders give all a short nod and dive one after the other. In the sort of like Spitfire style, like vroom, 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 vroom. They all touch down, and everyone sort of immediately begins to dismount, and the riders, they take a sort of moment to be like, they actually sort of come to grips with what just happened, and some of the ones that look, you know, a bit older and wiser, maintain the composure a bit better, but a few of the younger ones who were maybe more keen to get their pilot's wings in terms of this whole experience are like, oh my god. And there is definitely a moment to count one's blessings that is had by all. The manticores immediately sort of, they don't bolt per se, but they spot like a small watering hole, not nearly large enough to house a hydra realistically. So you guys, Scotty, you look at it for like a moment, you're like, oh wait, no, it's fine. But the manticores immediately all bolt towards it, and just like puppies with a bowl of milk begin replenishing some H2O from the experience. They're definitely like, you see Bruticus especially, but all of them seem to be sort of panting heavily and just sort of salivating. In that sort of kind of like a dog who hasn't who's like run quite heavily, and it's just sort of coalescing and dropping. So these creatures all run and quickly try and sate their thirst. After a moment, the Leonin standoffily roll their shoulders and say, "Aye, we owe you one. I don't think we would have outflown that thing on its own."
Oh man, you're only here because of us. You know, let's call it quits. How about that?
The younger female Leonin seems to be, if you hazard a guess, not that much older than Helida, says, "Deal."
Right. I don't know about you, but we could all use a beverage, a drink, wine, and a big fire and a big meal. How about that? So I immediately just get into my element and start building a big ass fire, get a big spit, with room for a big spit, and say, right, who's coming with me to do some hunting?
I won't join for the hunt, but I will. I don't have Song of Rest, but I am just gonna I'm gonna turn it into a bardic inspiration. But I will sing you a little song to inspire you on your merry way. I'm gonna repurpose an old Thassan song that I created when we were underwater, and dedicate this to you and your mighty manticore. And I shall sing. There once was a little itty-bitty kitty, a fighter and a flyer, a companion kitty. He carried dear old backyards across a rescos, kitty. Bruticus the mighty, oh so mighty kitty.
There was a couple, muffled claps from the fluffy paws of the Leonin as they, also clap politely. We have brought rations for ourselves, so you need not worry about us. You do watch, though, as many of them, having come prepared for their own lodgings, seem to sort of gather almost these sort of hammock-like things from the backs of the saddlebags, and then in unison they run towards the tree, and with a expected feline agility, sort of drop to all fours, and boom. You've never seen a Leonin run on all fours, and Bithynia, you know that that's something they tend to rarely do. But in this particular moment, they, like a cat going somewhere it shouldn't, they basically just run up this tree, and then sort of at the last leg, give themselves a final push, and then each latch a clawed hand into one of the lower branches, and then begin sort of fastening these hammocks into the branches of the tree in a almost coordinated, synchronized trapeze artist type sequence of moves that you gather seems practiced. Okay, so Bacchus, you're going off hunting. Is anybody joining him? Okie dokie.
I'll go.
Excellent. Now, have you ever hunted wild game before?
I have never hunted in my life.
Right. Let's do on the job training. Okay. Have you got any heavy
I will just
armor?
add, sorry, just a quick side note. Xanthia, you would have, but you've never done it when it wasn't 360 degrees of movement capacity. So you've done it underwater, which there is some overlap, but a lot of this is unfamiliar to you.
Yeah.
Bithynia looks over. She's like, now, my hands may not be calloused, but my uncles have done more than you can imagine. So I know of what hunting entails.
Is that a deception check or a persuasion check? I genuinely don't know.
fish.
Are you,
I think it's just persuasion. It is a persuasion, because it's technically...
Yeah.
It's technically true. It is
sorry,
true.
I cut you off. Go ahead.
Do you want me to roll persuasion?
No, you're fine. If it was deception, I would have made you roll, but if persuasion, fine. Yeah. No, you're good. Ignore me. Continue, Bacchus.
All right. Okay, so here's the deal. We've got to leave all our heavy armor here. We need to run light, we need to run fast, and we need to be super stealthy.
Okay, I don't wear armor. Can I keep my helm on, though? I like how it looks.
Absolutely. Yeah. As long as it... Oh, is it a shiny helm?
It is made of solid bronze.
So I'm not exactly stealthy with my plate armor, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here's the thing: shiny stuff and a random speck of glint stuff like that. If it alerts the pack of deer, they're gone. So you might have to leave your helmet behind if you want to assist me.
Okay, I'm in. I'm still in. I'll do what it takes.
Okay. Now, do any of you have any bows and arrows?
Amalia,
I have pen and ink.
Sort of produces the war spikes that Aurora gave her. She hesitates a little bit, but you promise to bring them all back?
I have daggers.
Oh yeah, well, depends. It depends how many we lose in the brush, but I'm sure that we won't miss. We're pretty shit hot at this already.
And she just sort of like,
And now they will feed us all.
and she looks at you, Bithynia. You have knife? Oh, I don't know why I said it like that. I wasn't factoring doing my best Violet impression, and I apologize profusely. I'm sure I'll be in the doghouse for quite some time. She says, "You have daggers, Bithynia?"
Yes, I do. I also can have a greater demon.
Is that like the
have a
Theros
javelin.
equivalent of? Is that like
It
the
works.
Theros equivalent of
Javelin
fishing with
works.
dynamite? I feel like it is.
I have a greater demon, yeah.
Scotinas would just immediately think, well, what if you just eat the demon before it leave? Like, just summon a demon hellhound and then, like, cook it and just eat it before it disappears.
Yeah, but we also need to. I'm also thinking we need to feed help feed the manticores a bit.
Yeah. I
So,
mean,
what's the ruling on summoning a fleshy greater demon and then just killing
You've seen Bithynia
I
summon a
don't-
demon once or twice before. Whenever it
yeah.
either the spell ran out or it was slain, it seemed to get sort of forcibly sucked into a new vortex, much like the one that it came out of.
I'm not sure if summoning a demon to go hunting is the best idea.
That's how. No, I thought we could eat the demon, but if it discombobulates.
Bithynia,
then it's
Amalia
pretty
sort of
much
chimes in.
So, tell you what, right?
I saw you use magic that like breaks people's brains. That
Breaks their brains. Do you mean well, I have the ability to connect with people. Is
back
that
in
what
the
you mean?
Frost Gauntlet, you hurt them
Bricks.
here, and she just points to her head. Maybe
Mhm.
that would kill the hunt, but leave it okay to eat.
Are we talking about Mind Spike here?
Yeah, that was what when I
Oh,
was,
right, I'm
when I
so
used all
sorry.
your spells on your behalf. It's basically when I was Bithyniaing and used all your spells. You went into that encounter with no spell slots before. But yeah, it was Mind Spike.
We can Mind Spike all the things, or at least two things.
Oh yeah.
If anybody's watching, please clip that moment,
close
because I
should
feel
we
like
to
that
mind
needs to be a
spike?
meme.
I mean, if
Like-
there are only two things, then it is all the things. So it could well be accurate.
As long as they're big enough things for the manticores.
Yeah.
That's fine. We can mind spike an entire herd of deer. It would be amazing.
As long as the herd is two.
Bithynia, do you
Well,
have
okay.
And the
all right,
dice
Remind me,
are
do you have
hard.
synaptic static?
Deer, I will kill.
Do you have synaptic static? Did
What was
you
that?
take that spell? Okie dokie.
I don't think I do. I have
Oh
a
right,
I have
yes,
a psychic
you chose
lance
that
though.
one specifically. It was instead of and psychic lance. Yeah, one person. Psychic lance would be much stronger than mind spike. Yeah, so 7d6 versus 3d8, but they're both a single target. But yeah, you feel pretty confident that the psychic lance in particular would kill
Nuke
anything.
something.
Yeah, would nuke something.
All right, let's go.
All right. So.
Okay.
All armor, all heavy things off. Let's go track some deer.
Okay, Bakios, you're leading. I will ask you to make a survival check.
Oh yes, here we go. Here's my +9, baby. Oh, that's another natural 18, 27. Oh, I'm rolling so good tonight.
Dear Lord. So, you have a look at some footprints on the ground and feel pretty confident that there was something here. So you gesture and they all begin the ladies begin following in behind you. Oh yeah.
Come on, Zampia.
Everybody, please make a stealth check with any appropriate modifiers.
So did I take my plate armor off, or
I don't know. Did you?
Did you?
I don't know.
Did you?
Well, thing is, I just tried to deactivate it on D&D Beyond, but then my armor class dropped so low that I think that there's something wrong with that, because I don't think just taking off my plate armor reduces my armor class to 9.
It might do. It might do.
It might genuinely
yeah.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your dex modifier?
My dex. Oh, my dex is horrible. My dex
Yeah.
is.
That'll do it.
Oh no.
Let's have a look. So,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
so
my
your
dex-
dex is 9, and you
Yeah, so
yes.
-1 to 10 makes it 9, so that is right.
Oh
Yeah, it's about
God.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah, you're squishy.
Don't
So I
don't
think
get
I'll
attacked
just
by the
keep
deer.
it on and try my best to be quiet.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to show you this because I genuinely just... Oh, you can't even see it because I genuinely rolled another natural 19. I'm just rolling insanely well
Okay,
tonight
sure.
for a 22. For a
Zan-
22.
Yeah, as a free note, you do recall, Xanthia, that your armor does potentially have a way of being a little less noisy.
Yeah, I can turn it into a fog cloud, but then I can just move like 10 feet per round.
Does
which
gaseous
is-
form have that slow of a movement?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you guys are stealthing, you'll be traveling at a slow pace anyway. But yeah, just as a note,
I mean-
that is
Oh,
Okay.
you gaseous.
not saying do that per se. I don't want to.
I mean, I can do that, like, as long as you guys don't mind
Yeah, it's a flying
Wait.
speed of 10 feet.
for me. Okay, so I
It'll be
guess
a very long
form.
hunt.
And yeah, because otherwise my stealth is terrible.
Okay. I will let you make the stealth check with disadvantage. Sorry, with advantage, whilst you are
Okay.
in that form.
Yeah, that's a 9.
Okay.
I rolled a nat 1. So
Oof.
and then a 10. So yeah, not great.
You do. So you're like, perfect. I can do this, and so you transform into this thing, without. And you unfortunately don't realize that the sort of lush savanna that the winter quite hasn't gotten to yet, the sort of trail of sort of permafrost and mildew you leave behind you, kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. It's like a snail trail of frost that you leave behind you. But with what was it again, Bakias? You rolled like a bazillion, right?
22.
22, right. You the tracks become a little clear. And a little more clear after that. And you do start to notice a much sort of more defined shape. It's sort of three-pronged, like so. You notice 3 distinct sort of grooves that seem to be like toes. Make a nature check. Anyone who wants to.
Nature. Actually, that's not my best strong. I've got a +0 on that one.
Yeah, me too. That's another 9.
On which one?
Nature.
Nature.
I have a +9 in
Oh,
proficiency.
this is your realm, Bithynia.
Bithynia,
Now is your time to shine.
Bithynia's straight up like Phileas Fogg with like different lenses and stuff, and like while you guys are sort of trying to creep, she's like plucking a caterpillar with tweezers and just like like sampling and like I don't remember the word is when you categorize or whatever the hell. Yeah.
Just to let you
Yeah,
know,
she's
just
definitely
about-
like I've seen these in the university, but I haven't seen them in the wild. And she's just like, this is what it's like when they're alive.
So you know my rolls are balanced. I rolled an 8 with a +0 modifier, so yeah, I do roll shit sometimes.
Bithynia, if you also want to, you can make a nature check.
Well, I rolled a 13.
+9. Oh, is it in total?
No. I rolled a
Alright.
4.
Okay.
Oh.
Still, you recognize that it is either avian or reptilian. Sort of the it's not unique enough necessarily to narrow it further than that, but you sort of spot those that kind of like track, like a sort of like a raptor claw kind of thing. Not an actual velociraptor. I'm going to tell you now, it's not that, but it's that kind of shape.
The raptor's in the grass.
Oh yeah, no, definitely Lost World. I'm hitting all the movie references. Godzilla vs. Rodan, now Jurassic Park 2, and you do recognize that. Bakios, with your initial survival check, you know that it's not very far. And you guys progress onwards, following this trail. Bakios, you start to see like ruts on logs nearby where something was sharpened, those sort of grooves, greater depressions in the ground, and you crest a hill. You crest a little hillock. It sort of gets to this section that seems to raise slightly and become far more uneven terrain, like little hillocks. And as you guys sort of climb the small mound, you sort of peer over the edge, and you see calmly feasting on what seems to be a dead auroch, or similar to a wildebeest. Bithynia, you recognize it. Their colloquial name is Axebeak. You're pretty sure they're not meant to be this large.
Curious.
Its size category would be considered huge, to put it that way. You know, they can't, like, it's not impossible, but it would be a rare specimen. Like the stories of like the grizzlies that are like 3 meters tall or stuff like that. It's like this would be in that realm, that sort of.
So you all, are you familiar with this at all? Do you have any familiarity with this?
I've never seen that thing before.
Yeah.
Don't think so.
Yeah, so it's pretty big, eh?
Yes.
Yeah. So
You would know, Bithynia, they are native to the Valley of Oreskos, which is why so few have seen them. You've all heard about them, but not seen anything more than a picture.
okay, so and how many of them do we see?
Just the one.
Are they a herd animal, or are they solo in nature?
Make a nature check.
14.
Yeah, it's not. That still succeeds. Not terribly difficult knowledge to ascertain. You recall a few sort of just basic nature scrolls that you sort of used to flick through for fun, and you remember that the males in particular are solitary for all but the mating season, basically.
Okay. So I think that we could go ahead and get this. Do you think it's enough for everyone in our camp?
You all look at it and think, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
take it. The question
Okay.
is,
This is
do we
basically
need help from anyone else, or can the three of us take this fucker down?
Oh, I could take it down solo, I bet. But I'm
By all
curious.
means, I sit down.
Go ahead.
I mean,
Yes.
I'm here to learn. I just have a hunch
Oh,
that I
okay.
could.
You want to learn from the master, right?
Yeah, I do. I would. Thank you.
Okay.
But I think I only have one request. Do you think that? Well, never mind. Okay. So my question. Well, actually, okay, I do. How are we going to get it back to where our camp is? Because this is a lot.
Can either of you pick things up with magic? Can we get Hilira back?
Actually, you know what? You're right. I can. I have. I can displace. It's only good for 60 feet, but it's something. I have my Sphinx displacement.
Can that affect other creatures?
Well, I was allowed to use it when I picked up the thing, so I guess I guess in that circumstance, I had to pick up the entire thing.
Me just, it's certainly possible that it could be used. I just would like to just refamiliarize myself with the wording. Briefly make mental contact with Patreon. You can teleport. Okay, fine. What was the thing you picked up when you did it the first time?
It was one of the ice carving things that was in the cave, which was I succeeded on a athletics check, and so I was able to pick it up briefly enough to cast my spell to teleport.
Oh, the
60
statue,
feet.
right? Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So the statue was sort of by virtue of its not being larger than a humanoid and the fact that you're able to lift it. For player frame of reference, this thing's about the size of a T-Rex.
I realized that after I asked. I was like, damn. Okay. Never mind. So I don't have anything, I don't think. However...
For frame of reference as well, you guys have traveled about 500 feet. You, with that roll, you didn't actually have to travel terribly far to chance upon this.
Oh, perfect. Right, then I say, how about the three of us team up for the first time we've actually done something as a three-way? Wait, what? No. Let's just kill this fucker, yeah?
Yes, let's get this over with, please.
You sound just like the first guy I say.
Wow. I'm gonna say on that, Bakios, you feel a divine ethereal presence yank at the back of your mind, and woof, you're in a like pitch black, just in every direction except like the sort of floor, almost like a spotlight around you. And you turn and you see Clothis like 2 feet taller than you, just stop it, and then just taps you again, and woof, you're back in the moment. Like literally 3 seconds later, like the whole thing goes over in 3 seconds.
I have been put in my place. I am so sorry, ladies.
As long as we understand who's on top, we'll be fine.
Hey, you know what? Take a D4 inspiration for that, Bithynia.
Oh, if I hadn't been bitch slapped by God, I'd have done something with that.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna say for that eloquence, you gain a point of piety, Bithynia. Murder by words is definitely the way of Ithara, the goddess of the polis. Which I think actually bumps you to 25.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Which allows you to cast, I think it's Mordecaianum's Sanctum once a day without expending spell slot or components.
Sweet.
And then she looks over at Bakios, and she's like, so about that learning from the master, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's fucking go. Right, so here's the deal, right? I'm gonna rush this fucker, and you guys flank it from either side, and bitch slap it its mind, bitch slap its body. I don't care. Just kick it. You know, help me take this fucker down for the team.
Okay.
So I would like to try and sneak up on this thing while it's gorging on this other creature.
Okie dokie, please make a stealth check.
Ready? Let's do this.
I'm, for simplicity's sake, going to use the stat block of a T-Rex.
That works. That's a 13.
Okay, where is the... Oh, here we go, T-Rex. 13? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you're creeping along. And, what are you... Sorry, just before we get to you, what are you guys doing?
I think I'm trying to sneak up a little bit closer from the side, but, you know, staying a little bit back.
Okay, please also make a stealth check. You're staying back, so the DC will be different.
Yeah, that's another 9.
Okay.
If I stay where I'm at, can I just stay where I'm at without blasting at disadvantage?
What is the spell you were planning to use? Is it the lance?
Yeah, but it's also going to look at the sanctum thing, but I can't find it on my thing.
Oh yeah, so I haven't
only get
added
once
that
per day.
yet. I add
Okay.
them as you reach those. Well, then players reach those marks, but I can send you the link to the sanctum. I believe I have it open
I will wait for next one. That way we can go on because I have enough fun stuff to play with.
That's okay. I got to hear. So, sound can't pass through the barrier at the edge of the warded area. That is true.
So I can or I cannot do the lance.
So, does the lance say it doesn't work if there is sound? I don't think so. It's psychic damage, not thunder. I think it's thunder in particular that is the one that doesn't work.
It's psychic power. It says.
Yeah, the spell should say if it was ineffective under certain circumstances. I do not believe so.
It says that you can take alternatively you can utter a creature's name. If the name target is within range, it becomes a spell's target even if you can't see it. If the name target isn't within range, the lance dissipates without effect.
Okie dokie. So I don't believe the sanctum would interfere with it. Then it is mind damage as opposed to sound damage. The part you just read off, I believe, is specifically as it allows you to, like, if someone's invisible, you can still hit them. Kind of thing.
Gotcha.
This thing, the range on the spell is, if you could, let's have a look. So, no problem. So Raltham Psychic Glance, 120 feet. You'd have to get about 30 feet closer, but it's possible.
Okay. And so she's going to. Do I need to do stealth if I'm going? I'm not going to get that close.
The DC is going to be very low, because you do still have to move a bit closer, but for the distance, as I love to say, you're rolling for failure, not for success. As in, it's more things go terribly wrong. So if you could please make a stealth check.
I got a total of 5 for stealth.
That just succeeds.
She's like fumbling through the grass and like squealing potentially like, oh shit, look at this new bug. And then she's like, oh wait, we're supposed to be quiet. Sorry.
The two of you. As you make your way and get closer and closer. Xanthia, you try as you might. The interlocking scales, which form the lower half of your armor, clinkle like a wind chime, especially in the breeze. Yeah. But it isn't until Bakhios steps. You both fail, just to be clear. It's not like one tipped over the net, but I'm just describing it here.
Fair enough.
Because a T-Rex has a passive perception of 14.
One shot.
It isn't until Bakhios manages to land on the driest, crunchiest, crispest autumn leaf that the world ever did see. That you just hear a that just cuts through the air like a knife, and then all of a sudden this thing and it just turns around to look at you. And then just like it finishes its bite and then just roars. Bithynia, you were fine. You got closer. Are you doing anything?
Yeah, so I'm gonna call up. Did someone want to take the first stab at this, or do you mind if I go first?
Go
or should
ahead.
I?
So you go crack on.
You're the only one who had an action ready, so you'd be the only one who could take the first stab before combat begins. Basically, you're the one who succeeded.
Okay. All right. So Bithynia is sitting here, and she's like, potential psychic damage. She's getting it ready. She's like, let's see if this works.
Okay.
And
is that a saving throw?
No.
On Ralthing Psychic... Oh, sorry. Did I misunderstand? Are you not casting the Psychic Lance?
I am.
Okay.
Is that...
Let's have a look. Yeah, it's a intelligence saving throw.
Yeah.
Which is...
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant for me, and I'm like, I don't know about that. I just do it. I'll just do a D20
Oh yeah,
to start.
no,
I don't know.
I'm that mean as a DM. Oh no. Beasts and intelligence. Yeah, it rolled a 5, which becomes a 1.
A -4.
It's a beast. T-Rexes aren't very smart. I mean, giant axe beaks. Yeah, no, that definitely fails. So go ahead and roll 8d6 psychic damage.
Oh no.
So on here it says 6d8. Or
Does
no.
it?
No. You're
Oh.
right. No, you're right. Nope, I was 22.
Fuck. And also, it is incapacitated until the start of your next turn.
Oh
So
yes.
she just is like,
Yeah.
and then it's just like, I imagine it just like, just gets stunned in
Yeah,
place.
yeah, basically that.
In front of them.
You,
Then it's just like slumped over.
You furrow your brow, as you've done a few times before now, and the glyph of the Eye of Medamai appears on your forehead. And you just send out a... There is no visual, but there is a... just like a pulse felt. You guys feel it too, but in like the kind of, like... It's like the psychic equivalent of a ballista bolt passing by like your ear, like missing you entirely, but like you feel the wind of what is like the wind, the like contact feedback of the psychic blast alone gives you some amount of indication as to how painful this would be if you were on the receiving end of it. And your psychic lance careens forth, and this thing, in a similar reaction to the rock, sort of recoils its head, squints its eyes. You swear you see a small amount of blood trickle from its eyes as it is racked with the worst migraine of its life.
And then Bithynia yells up, "Did I get it? I can't see. Did I get it? What's it doing? Are you guys safe?"
Bleeding.
Oh, you did good, Bithynia.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you chuckle to yourself, Bithynia, perfectly capable of seeing, but just fucking with them, as your devil's sight lets you basically see forever.
She's like, "Thank you."
Pretty much, yeah. Okay, so it's incapacitated, so you guys do actually get a free round. Does incapacitated mean auto crit, or is that just paralyzed?
What is that for me?
Oh, sorry, I'm
What?
just talking out loud.
I've never run it that way. I think it's just, it can't react and it can't take actions for an entire
There should
round.
be an official... No, it just can't take actions or reactions. Fine. Okay, so, it just staggers and is stunned, but you guys are... Okay, Xanthia, you kept a little bit further back. How far back did you keep? It would have been a 150-foot distance to get to it. You could have gone...
I think I moved 30 feet forward, so I'm 120 feet away.
Bithynia, yes.
Or-
Xanthia in particular.
I would say like 15 feet back from Bacchios.
Okay. So, Bacchios, you would have managed to get about 30 feet from it at this point. with,
Amazing. So in this case, because of the bitch slap I literally received from God, I'm a little bit pissed off. So I'm going to rage.
Very
good. And that does two things. One of which I'm actually going to take on my final form. You two watch as ram's horns sprout from the side of my head all the way around a couple of spirals, and I've got like the head of a gigantic goat, essentially, including the slotted eyes. And what that essentially means, Mr. DM, I think, is I grow a pair of ram's horns. When I move at least 20 feet straight towards a target, which I'm about to do, and make a weapon attack against them, it must make a DC 15 strength saving throw or fall prone.
Okie dokie.
And I rolled a 6 on my on my wild surge, which means until my rage ends, I'm surrounded by multicolored protective lights, and I get a +1 bonus to my AC, and anyone next to me also gets a +1 bonus.
Good to know. On its strength saving throw, it rolled a natural 19 for a total of...
Yeah, it succeeded. So
26.
I've made. Yeah, it's fine. It's not. I just ram my head into
And
it,
as you do
as
so,
I
you
whack
guys
it.
swear, like the two of you, the ladies swear you hear the ssound of squeaky toy makes. And it just like, You sort of like look up.
So my first of 2 attacks after all of that.
You unfortunately hit a particularly fluffy piece of like sort of like down underside on this sort of large bird creature, and it absorbs the impact. But yes, go ahead and.
Okay. Okay. With my rage, that would be a 26 to hit.
26 definitely hits.
Oh yes. Roll my d12. That plus. Ooh, nice. That is 12 points of slashing damage, I believe.
Very good.
No, I do apologize. That is that plus that. Sorry, that is 16 points of slashing damage. I do apologize.
Understood.
Okay, and my next attack. That's oh my god. That's another 27 to hit. Rather than another natural 17.
Definitely hits.
Oh, that's much worse. That is 14 points of slashing damage.
Very good. And just immediately between the blast and you carving into it, this thing's already taken a heavy beating.
So that's my turn.
Okay, Xanthia, your turn.
Yeah, so I also run up to it and I take my javelin and attack it with it.
Javelin.
If I can do
yes,
that.
of course.
Okay.
Are you throwing it or using the javelin as a spear, just for clarification?
As a spear,
Okay,
just
no
like
problem at all.
melee weapon. So that would be an 18 to hit for the first
18
attack.
does hit.
Okay, that's then. Hold on. 8 points of damage. And then I would like to hit it again with a javelin.
No problem. Go
for
ahead
my
and make that
second
attack.
attack. And that's a 21 to hit.
Definitely hits.
And that's another 8 points of damage.
Nice.
And yeah. Oh wait, I can do a bonus action, and I just once again like take my javelin, spin it around, and
With
bonk
polearm
it
master,
with
you have
the-
you have polearm master, but I think that's just, I don't
Yes.
know if that applies to javelins. Double check.
Yeah, true.
If you'd use your
There's
glaive,
glaive,
you
halberd.
would have been able to do that.
Okay. I thought that maybe a javelin was just kind of classified as a spear, maybe, but
Yeah. And unfortunately, if polearm master applied as well, there would literally be no reason to use a spear. A javelin already is better than a spear in every way.
that's
I need to
true.
revise spears at some point. I mean, you do that for ages. That's an
Okay,
aside, sorry.
So no polar master.
Unfortunately not.
Okay. So that's no bonus action from my side.
Still
then.
2 great stabs as you shrunk, and you find the good parts where you know it can reach the major organs, and this thing already in a short moment is not in a good way. So now I'm going to ask everyone to roll for initiative.
Okay, that's 17. Oh no, wait.
That's a big 3.
Okay.
I got a solid 8. 9.
So 9, what was it, Bacchus?
17.
9, 17.
God, I love rolling with advantage.
And a
3.
3.
Okay, so 1 second. Top
But then he yells up, Cynthia, if you need to come back here, it's fine. I understand. It's kind of scary.
of the initiative order, Bacchus, it is your turn.
Right. Okay, here we go. Let's really have another go at it. Another 2 strikes against this prick.
Okay, go ahead and make 2 attack rolls.
Okay, that's a 12. I rolled really shit that round.
That definitely hits. Wait, sorry, 12? No, sorry, 12 just misses.
Oh, it's been such a long time since I've been hit anything. Okay. And okay, that much better. 22.
That definitely hits. I like how the first time I said definitely hits without thinking about it, because I just assumed by this point that you guys have like plus a million.
Well, I get a lot. Okay, and that. Oh my god, I rolled a fucking 1. So that's 11 points of slashing damage.
Very good.
Do you have a plus 10 to your damage?
Unfortunately,
No, sorry, I get a plus 9 because
Okay.
I'm raging, so I get a 2d12 plus 6 plus 3 when I'm raging.
Oh. Sweet.
Unfortunately, it's so it's ready for you this time. It sort of snakes its tail out and like just claps you on the side, send you staggering. Not enough to hurt, but enough to sort of make the blow miss. And you take a swing the second time, but you sort of your trajectory is off and you're still stumbling slightly, so you land a hit, but it's more sort of a superficial scratch.
Yeah. And that is my turn.
Okay, on its turn, it just sort of unhinges its massive beak and is going to try just chomp down on you.
Bring it.
27 to hit.
Oh, that'll hit.
Very good. And this time I can just immediately grab 4d12.
I'm glad I'm raging.
Okay, so 15, 16, 28. I rolled a 12 on one of them. So you take 28 points of... 28 plus 7. So you take 35 points of slashing damage, halved to 18.
18, yeah, I'll take that. Not a problem.
Yeah, 18, I think. And I need you to please... No, there is no saving throw for it to happen. So you are just immediately restrained as this thing just opens its like unfortunately its mouth is like similar to the rock, although obviously not quite to the same extent. Its mouth is so wide that there isn't a chance to sort of fight back. It just engulfs you and you are restrained. Okay. And it can't make the same attack against the target, so it's going to swing its tail, sort of do a spin maneuver and try to clap you with its tails, Anthea.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you get a +1 to your AC as well.
Cool.
So will that be 19 to hit?
Nope. With that +1
Nice.
from Bacchios, that just misses.
Yeah, this time, so the, you sort of go to parry, prepared to sort of get knocked on your ass, but just sort of trying to just mitigate the amount of damage in that sort of, like, best of a worst situation kind of way, but the lights encircle you and bolster just enough that what was going to be you managing the best of a situation actually becomes just boom, the lights pulse and just, like, ricochet, and the tail just harmlessly bounces off of your armor. That is its turn. Bithynia, it is your turn.
So this thing ate Bacchios?
I mean, it's mouth.
You're in you see his like little legs kicking.
That has got to leave a bad taste in the mouth. Can't imagine how that tastes.
I am conflicted because I want to give
She's
extra
like-
piety for that, but I feel like that would be a bridge too far.
Just like looking, shaking her head and like, do you know where that thing's been? Like,
It's like when the teacher rewards people for bullying me in school.
Listen, sometimes it's just fucking funny.
and so but in-game, out-of-game, if I Eldritch Blast this thing, will it hurt Bacchios?
You're not sure.
All right, we're going for it. So,
It'll be fine.
he's enraged. He's fine.
Not against magic.
I'll say with your intelligence, you would know that something that requires you to sort of aim, i.e. make an attack roll, would have a chance. Something that requires the creature to try and resist would have less of a chance, as in that's more targeted and precise.
So, are you saying I should or should not Eldritch Blast?
That's up to you.
Okay. Well. Maybe, you
swallowed.
know what? I mean, Bacchus doesn't seem to be too upset about the situation. Right?
What is today? Like, I swear to God.
I'm in its mouth.
Nice. You can't see his disapproval, so he must be fine.
He's fine. She's like trying to make. I told you, my uncles were the ones who were good at hunting, not me.
I think the
Like,
title of
say-
this episode is going to be like, I don't know, 5 kinds of shade or something, because that accounts for the rock, and it also accounts for what's happening right now.
Okay, so I am just going. So it's not hostile towards me. So I'm gonna try to use friends. I'm gonna use a cantrip friends towards it to see if I can get it to.
Doesn't friends only target a humanoid? If it does, does it say?
A creature of your choice.
Okay, my mistake.
That isn't hostile towards me.
My mistake. It seems pretty pissed off right now. Just before we go to cast the spell, I'll tell you, it does seem pretty angry right now.
Yeah. That's the second part of the cantrip. It says that a creature prone to violence might attack you. YOLO.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna cast friends, the cantrip friends on it,
Okay.
and concentrate up to a minute to just try to get it to like raise its head and spit Bacchios out. We're not trying to go full Moby on this. Drop it. Like Xanthia, just pull the mouth apart and be like, get it, spit it out. Spit it out.
It's Baragon, babe. Sorry, Violet just asked me a question. Okay, make a charisma check. Just straight charisma. This is a unofficial roll we're doing. Oh no, sorry, not charisma. Sorry, I forgot. You're an intelligence warlock. Just make a straight intelligence check. Just roll a d20, add your intelligence modifier.
13.
You try to sort of send a warm welcome. And it's a bit like someone who like got their like face slammed into a car door and then was handed a cupcake by like the same group of people. It's more confused. Like your sort of telepathic residual sort of pick up a tiny amount of confusion, but no less a sort of animalistic rage, and I'm afraid it has no effect.
Damn, I tried. And so Bethania yells, I tried. You're on your own.
What did you try?
I tried to yes.
Is any of this audible from the camp? By any
You
chance?
do hear like just a faint like a animal roar in the distance.
Okay.
We did leave Butch in charge, you know.
Yeah, he's probably gone and charged something, hasn't he? Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah. I hope they remember they have a scroll of banishment and a scroll of charm monster. I really hope they do.
Bacchios, you are restrained. It is your turn.
I would like to get the fuck out of this prick's mouth, so I would like to try and force my hands open and break
Make
free.
an athletics check.
I want to break free. Now, quick question,
Okay.
Mr. DM. Because this is a strength check in the form of an athletics check, while I'm raging, do I get advantage on it?
Yes, you do.
Lovely,
It is
that's what I like
it
to
is a
hear.
grapple check, which is an athletics check. I believe.
Oh, that's a natural 18, so 27.
Good, because it had a 22, so it wasn't a done deal. Yep, easy enough. You just get your arms into position and force the mouth open and just like push yourself free. That is your action, I'm afraid.
Yep, that's fair enough. I'm out of its mouth.
But you are
That's-
out of its
that's the
mouth
main
now.
I would like, as I drop to the floor, I'd like to try and roll, get back up on my feet, which I'm assuming takes half my movement, and try and cycle around it so I'm not immediately in its mouth range for the start of its next
I'll tell you
turn.
what. Make a acrobatics check as you fall from its mouth. If you roll well enough, you'll land on your feet.
Oh fuck! That's only a +3. 14.
Unfortunately, it just fails, and you don't like land on your ass, but you sort of like drop to one knee, not like a super kind of way, like but you mitigate the fall. You don't take any damage, but you're still sort of like on the ground for the most part, like with your hands. So you still have to get up. It would still be considered prone.
Cool. So I'd like to use half my movement.
Yeah.
So about 20, and I'd like to use all 20 feet to try and get around the back of this thing while still staying in
20 feet's enough to get about about halfway.
Yeah, that's fine. And that's my turn.
Easy enough. On its turn, it sort of realizes that you're a bit hard to glomp down on. It's going to try bite Xanthia instead.
Okay.
22?
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. I love just reaching for the already pre-sorted die. Like, as an aside, I realize I'm doing a horrible thing right now, but it's... Like, I used to hate... Like, I could feel the tension or, like, the awkwardness as I was trying to pick out the right die, and you guys were sort of sitting there. Well, it rolled pretty shit, because I think that's a 16 total.
Okay.
It's like a 3, a 2, a 5, and a 6. Wait,
No,
so
that's
16
fine.
plus 7, so 23. And you are grappled as this thing now swallows you.
Okay.
It is then going to do its tail attack against you, Bacchios.
Bring it. Bring it, bitch.
That is a 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay, and that is only 3d8. So let me find the d8s. Oh, shit. Oh, God. That was 2 2s and a 1 plus 7, so yeah, 12.
12.
Halved to 6.
After 6. Nice. I like this. Yeah, I can take you. You can. I'm gonna fucking eat you.
Just roars back at you.
Well, muffled because it's got, you know, Xanthia in its jaws.
Incredibly, no. Like, it somehow manages to, like, with the corner, keep Xanthia there. You guys joke, but I had a dog a long time ago who could somehow hold a ball in his mouth and still bark, so...
Impressive.
Still no idea how he did it. You're not wrong, Bithynia. I feel like we need to have a little, like, streaming window on the Skype chat. Just so the stuff doesn't get lost in the ether. Okay, Xanthia, it is your turn.
Okay. Can I still attack while I'm
You are
in its
restrained.
mouth?
No, you would have to break
I'm
free.
restrained. Okay.
Got to break free.
Then I'll try to
You
break
could
free.
cast a spell, I believe, if you wanted to.
I don't have any damaging spells.
Okay. It's your choice if you want to do it, just so you know you have that option.
Yeah, I don't think it makes any sense. So, oh wait.
You could cast Prestidigitation, so you'll look your best when you die.
Yeah, no, I think I'll just try to break through.
Make an athletics check, please.
Yes, athletics.
Oh,
Okay.
it rolled pretty shit. You might do this.
No, I won't, because you won't believe what I just rolled
Another
again.
net-
It's another net one.
Okay, please roll another d20.
Okay. That's
Now
a
you
7.
7
Now
is
you
okay.
get a 19.
7's fine. It was if it was a 5 or lower.
Ah.
So you unfortunately can't. Your gauntlets of the Leviathan or your braces of the Leviathan grant you a tremendous measure of power, but this creature is something else, and it's sort of like more bone-like beak is hard to get a good purchase on. You try to grab like the edges of it, and you almost cut yourself on its beak, and you can't quite break free. So you unfortunately cannot take an action this turn and are still grappled.
Okay.
Bithynia, it is your turn.
I'm just gonna try to Eldritch Blast this thing.
Okie dokie. Go ahead and make 2 attack rolls.
Bum, bum, ba, da, 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 da. Okay, hold on. My first one was 28.
That definitely hits. Is that a nat 20?
It was a 19 plus 9.
Right, my mistake. Go ahead and roll some damage on that. D10 plus 5 plus... no, there's no hex yet, so yeah, it's D10 plus 5, I believe.
Um, 14.
How do you want to do this?
Eldritch Finger Blast, guys. How, because I'm over here in the grass. Right?
Mhm.
I'm still, like, back. It's dark. But you know what? I'm going to rain up some Eldritch Blasts up. They're going to arc over, and they're going to rain down
In
a blast, and it's going to just be done.
In a maneuver worthy of the legendary Theron hero Busterios Scrogos, you turn to face away from the creature, and sort of your little vanity mirror you keep with you just as a keepsake. You sort of just like hold it up and just like have a quick look at it. You see Xanthia being sort of tossed around like a rag doll. And you're like, they could use my help. Best not make it too fancy. You sort of just like pop your finger, like rest it on your shoulder, close one eye, and then boom! And Bokios, you, Xanthia, you miss it unfortunately, as all you see is darkness and saliva, but Bokios, you just watch as this familiar blue streak, like an impossibly straight beam of light, just... You don't even see it travel, it's just there and it's gone. Just boom! And it pierces this creature under, sort of the... Where a real wing would be. It's got like these little chicken wing type things, but it sort of hits it where the, like, sort of armpit area, and then comes out the side where its hip is. In sort of like a maneuver that just pierces the heart perfectly. And this thing just immediately gets very tired. And just its sort of jaw goes slack, and Xanthia, you slide out. And after a moment, this thing just gets fatigued and just closes its eyes and bleeds out and dies.
Now that was some fucking badass hunting skills.
This is not how I thought this would go.
But hey, guess what? We got dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck right. Let's get this thing back to camp.
Bithynia, you're muted, by the way.
Does anyone have a vial, by the way? And she's like running over there. Hey, random question. Does anyone have another vial or like a bottle or something?
Scotty will. I
Oh,
thought fuck is loaded.
yeah. I know, but I was going to spare him the trip and get it for him ahead of time.
Helida, you have a message, right?
Yeah.
At this point, one of the Leoninas, they've been gone a while.
Okay, yeah.
Should we... I don't know, should we check, or are they okay?
I'll
How long has it been?
check. Yeah.
Been about an hour. It's getting real late.
I
Phone's getting real
will
low.
point in their direction and send a message to. Oh, we have Xanthia's mom, we have stepmom, and then we have the wild card. I'll send it to the wild card. I'll send it to
Hey.
Butch.
Okay, you haven't been on the receptacle of the spell before, Bokios, have you?
No.
I'm going to, just for the fun of it, make an insight check.
Insight check. I haven't made one of those in a while.
Again, the DC is real low. I'm just amusing myself a little
I
bit.
just rolled a natural one.
Okay.
I knew you would. Like,
Oh
it was
my
karma
God.
demanded it have to be it.
Oh, no.
Bokios,
Oh my god.
there is a sinister voice in the wind. Some form of a phantom. They could be invisible. They could be nearby. You shouldn't take any chances.
Still got my horns
Yeah.
out like.
Butch, are you okay? Just checking.
Who's there? Come out, show yourselves, or I'll fuck you up.
Hilira, you heard that.
Yeah, that's 13 words. You got that?
I will cast it again.
There isn't even a word limit on this version of the spell, the cantrip version. It's just one response, so you heard all of that, yeah. Cool, yeah, you can...
I'll send it
it's
again.
message, right? Not sending?
It's
Cool,
message,
cool, yeah.
yes.
So, yep, you're good.
But, it's Hilira. We're back at camp. We're kind of getting cold. We would, like, really appreciate the dome right now. Kind of left us without it because Bithynia has it, but I hope you're having fun hunting. I'll see you back at camp. Tell Santi I said hi.
Will do. By BT dubs, we're bringing back the bacon.
What'd they say?
They're bringing back the bacon.
They found hogs?
I don't know.
Chicken?
Do they need assistance?
How many are there?
I'll cast message again.
Do we need help bringing this thing
Can you
back?
carry a Tyrannosaurus?
How many feral hogs have you got?
15 to 16.
Athenius looks at Bacchios. Bacchios, can you tell them to bring Pegasus, please? Plummet.
Yeah.
And a Manticore, maybe? I don't know. Just so we could carry it all at once.
Sure.
Many hands makes light work. And also, did they see my Eldritch Blast from there? It went up to the freaking sky.
They could have. Unfortunately, it was pointing away from them. Like, the blast went in the opposite direction to where they are. They're like...
So...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So, but, like, do you need help? Like, the Leonin are getting a bit like, you know, we left you in charge and you've been gone for an hour.
And I'm
and
hungry.
Like, oh, and Zaquintos is hungry and Amalia's hangry, so like,
Amalia's just
Right,
like calmly sharpening her axe and has started looking in the direction of Plummet. Just like her eye darts like slightly, and you can almost hear her think, "No, I shouldn't."
Right. Yeah. Hey, we need Plummet, and we send over that really nice Bruticus Manticore and a couple of Leonin because we've got a fuck ton of meat to bring home. I think someone said many hands light work. Yeah. So bring it back. Bring them over. To where we are, and I try and think of this mental. Cool. Can we send mental pictures, or is it just words?
I believe it is just words.
Okay, and I give them because I've rolled a really good survival check. I'll give them a really good description of directions.
Yeah, almost not even necessary. They know the direction you traveled in, and unless you make an effort to not be seen, it would be easy enough to either through like an Eldritch Blast type little beacon or something just be seen. It wouldn't be terribly hard. So. They send Plummet and Bruticus over. Hilira being the one who Plummet is the second most comfortable with after his true owner. The Leonin on Bruticus sees the thing as like, you could have said it would take all 5 of us, and he sort of like flies back, and they bring back all the other Manticores, and in a group effort, Plummet included, after some rope fastening, they are able to airlift this thing. Fortunately, it was only 500 feet, and these Manticores are tapped at the end of this. They just, they practically inhale, like, their cut. Like, they're basically given both the legs, and they just polish these things off until they're just gnawing on the bone. The rest of you, with the Leonin's direction, and Bacchios as well, managed to slice and de-ice this thing into what can only be described as a Texas Outback Steakhouse style banquet. Yes. Except everything tastes like chicken.
Oh, it's so moist.
And You all tuck into... Good God. You all basically stuff your bellies. Yep, pretty much. For anyone in chat wondering what's going on,
we need a window on chat.
there is a
Twitch. This just too
photo
good.
of a helicopter airlifting an elephant, I think. And that is pretty accurate.
Basically.
Our Skype through games is just full of I don't know even what I can describe it as.
But all things considered, and just because I'm conscious of time, you guys enjoy a very large feast, which helps settle some of your nerves from the day, and settle some of the nerves of the days to come as you draw closer to your quarry. And unless anybody wishes to do anything before you all turn in for the evening,
I'll grab some blood. And that'll be it. Just in case it's good blood, I don't know.
The only thing that I would like to do is I would like to offer Bruticus a little bit of the ordinary everyday wine that I've got in my amphora. Just pour it out into into sort of a form of dish that we might have, and just proffer it and see if he goes for it.
I'm gonna just roll something real quick.
Oh God.
You go to pour it out, and you just hear a voice say, "Please don't. That's really bad for him."
Fine. I'll drink it for both of us then, boy.
I'll tell you what, makes him go mad. And he reaches into the saddle and he pulls out a small canister of something. He asks for the bowl that you are going to pour it into. Sort of wipes it down a bit just to get the wine off of it, and sort of just pours out a sort of pale white with a slight, like an off-white liquid. And there isn't a whole lot of it, but Bruticus begins lapping it up fervently. And just turns and says, "Goat's milk."
Good stuff. And just as he's drinking,
Like
I'm
sugar,
scratching behind the ear.
It's like sugar cubes to them. Don't know why.
Nice, I'll remember that. I mean, part of my brain is going to the point where if in my aspect of the goat form, if I went for a piss, if that would come out as goat milk. But then I put that idea to bed very quickly.
What? Where the hell did that come from?
I'm fighting very hard not to have another Hydra just erupt out of the ground and take just Bacchios and then rebury. Like just a Remoraz erupts out of the ground, eats Bacchios, and just goes away. No, you're fine.
I thought about it. I didn't say it. And then I just give Bruticus a scratch behind the ear, and then I just go to bed down because I'm knackered as he is probably.
Easy enough. You all take a moment and acclimatize yourselves to the surroundings. You are able to use the dome in the intended way. As both the spells come from you, Bithynia, you have to loan it basically to someone. So you just, for the purposes of expediency, give it to Xanthia, who quickly attunes to it over the course of dinner. And you pop a ritual in, which takes 11 minutes, and then you both release it. And so there are 2 domes. And the steeds all bed down. Plummet even manages to sort of nestle up near the manticores. They're too exhausted to even consider it. Not that they would, so they all bundle together for warmth. It's a weird sight. It's like a manticore, Pegasus, manticore. And you all find some respite from the colder air as the year enters its sort of twilight, and summer has more or less officially moved into fall. And Bithynia.
So,
sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. And Scotty and I are in the same dome. I'm guessing the same hut, tiny hut.
Can be,
Yeah.
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 I'm busy like hemokinesing as much blood into like a bottle as possible. Having no idea what this thing is, but yeah, I'm kind of just doing that. So yeah.
Make an intelligence check, Scotty.
Okie. I'm very smart. So that's a 3.
As far as you know, this could be the elixir of life. And really, isn't it all about discovering that?
Yes. Either that or could make a really good like ketchup.
Hey, Scotty.
Mhm.
Do you have anything shiny?
I have the platinum bar that we were given. I've got glasses, glass vials that you could reflect light into. Shiny, like, generates its own light, or?
I was just thinking. I just wanted to see if those manticores were playful at all.
Oh. Well, I'm all for this. I've got a torch, and I've got silver coins, and silver. And in fact, I have gold coins, and they are the shiniest of coins.
How can we do this? Can we see into the hut?
How are we gonna do this?
The hut
Okay,
can be translucent or even transparent at your discretion, I believe, at your choice.
Should we wait till the morning?
I feel like it'd be the shiniest when it's so dark. It would just glint. But they look quite tired, to be fair. And if we get attacked by whatever that was, Amali, what was that?
Dinner?
Mm.
You mean what we just ate?
No, the thing that nearly ate us.
Oh, no, I don't know.
You've read about them, Bithynia. They're known as rock. They,
Freaking rock. The rock was in the air?
Yes,
Chasing
yeah. So
us
that was
earlier?
the giant bird. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And
A rock.
This bird does make sense. Like, it would have crushed
Yeah.
us if it had fallen on us. And I now understand the phrase "rock
Yeah.
fall, everyone dies."
I'll just clarify as
Never
well
made
as it
sense
occurred
until
to me
now.
that the way I've described it could be a little ambiguous. The creature you guys just hunted and killed is not the same one as the one that just chased you guys. And
Yeah.
it occurred to me that I may have been not realizing that I made that miscommunication, so I thought I'd get ahead of that. So you know a little bit about rock. They're as far as creatures of legend go, not necessarily uncommon or mysterious per se. They're known of. They're often attributed as a creation of Nelia, made specifically to protect her children and creations, like the Cities of the Scholar Vale, or the natural bounty that is the forests and the trees that are so, and the animals that are so precious to her. Protect them from the dragons. They're sort of basically, legend has it that they were created by Nelia as an answer to dragons. And there are more than one epic tale of these creatures more than one descending upon even the mightiest of worms and tearing them asunder. In terms of more recent history or more practical knowledge, you know that they're simply aquiline creatures larger than some buildings. Larger than many buildings that are just they're fairly simple in terms of they're just animals. They eat when they're hungry. They're not evil per se in any way. They just do what they do to survive. They just happen to be as enormous as they are.
Scotty, it was a rock.
No, it was a bird.
So,
It's a big bird.
yeah.
I think I'm a bit tired. I'm gonna call it a night.
That's fine. What matters is that we got the bird that we needed for dinner, and that one did not get us as dinner.
Very well. Regardless, you guys managed to bed down. Easy enough. You
Can I do one thing which I haven't done
Yes, you
yet,
can.
or I haven't said it yet? Can I attune to my pack leader's vow, my
Yes, you can.
bracers? Because I've done it in D&D Beyond, but I haven't said it, and it felt like
Sure.
So
I
I'm gonna
wouldn't
do that
pick you
now.
up too much on it. You would have had ample opportunity to do so at some point in the last several days. So you attune to them, and you guys watch as flashback to dinner. She puts them on, and they fit quite quite nice as well. All of a sudden, you swear they were bigger, but as you slide into place, they seem to. You're not sure. Like it was almost an optical illusion. They're the right size now. Perfect. There's a glint of moonlight that shines across the embossed links of copper. And as you spend time concentrating on them, your reflexes are already heightened from your powers as a cleric. This is more about you just ever so slightly as you tune to them, you're like, every smell is a little stronger. You swear every sight is a little better. There's a sort of animalistic change, ever so slightly, in terms of flavor as opposed to mechanics, but you are attuned to them. And it feels different. You feel a divine presence from these, but it's incredibly unfamiliar. Not in the sense that you don't feel like another god's influence, but it's like picking up a weapon that you have never seen before, and you feel like you could wield it, but it's slightly alien to you and interesting. There's a sort of... The feeling you get is... There's a similar sort of carefreeness and wild abandon to the divinity of Ronos, but this is more chaotic. Less tricksy and more about survival. And as that feeling sort of washes over you slightly, it settles down and you are attuned to the pack leader's vow. And as you all settle in, go ahead and mark off a long rest, all of you. Bithynia. Darkness comes to you as you drift off to sleep. Easy enough, you're a fairly non-fussy sleeper. Always pride yourself on that. And as you sort of just feel everything drift back, you all of a sudden feel cool stone against your back. You look down and you see a simple stone bench. It's a sunny day and you see about you the campus of the Decatia. Various groups of students bustle about the campus, some studying in the open air, others practicing feats of magic or working on projects. It's a familiar and pleasantly hectic buzz of learning and activity and making mistakes. And you're home. This is a place you know and love. They're working on different things with varying degrees of success. You do note. You watch a young man, no more than 17, attempt to trace some glyphs, sort of staring intently at a tomato, that's just perched on a plate on the ground. And you watch as this tomato, you recognize some of the glyphs this young man is chanting, and from your arcane knowledge, and some of the syllabic structure is endemic of transmutation magic and enlargening specifically. So you recognize the equation. The tomato not only enlarges, but sprouts arms and legs made of vines, and now about the sort of 3 feet tall, like a little Danny DeVito type sort of stocky build, just jumps on him and starts trying to kick his ass. He tries to fight it off, and he's holding this thing back for a good 10 seconds before a bolt of lightning streaks across the grass, exploding the tomato and spraying juice everywhere. 100 feet away, an old lady dressed in professor's robes just lightly chuckles as she lowers her smoking finger. The boy is now about as red in the face as his project. You just hear next to you, "I never did figure out tomatoes. You turn and you see Aristophanes sat next to you, just staring pensively at the young man, who you now realize bears a striking resemblance. And he just turns to you and says, "They're like transmutation sociopaths. They think none of the rules should apply to them. It's so strange." He chuckles to himself. "I didn't even know you saw that. You would have been what? 10? 11? He just asked the question to you.
Athenia's like, yeah, maybe, if that.
Yeah, you recall. You would have been about your sort of first year of what is considered the sort of more scholastic as opposed to university time in the Decatia, and so yeah, when Aristophanes was in his final year.
Yeah. Well, and so in good company, yeah, she's imagined, just excited to have all of this around her and home away from
you
home.
do realize that you are with your intelligent mind. You realize, yeah, you're dreaming, and this is what Aristophanes said he'd do.
Yeah, better than a nightmare.
Definitely. Although, depending on who's the one getting their teeth kicked in by a angry tomato.
And
right,
so
it wasn't...
in this,
Sorry, go ahead.
Continue.
He just says, "Wasn't easy, but I gathered all I can."
Ooh. And?
I tried to commit it to memory so I could show it to you here. Here's what I found. And he sort of begins to sort of manipulate the dream to present to you things he's seen the previous day. That is where we'll end tonight's session, and we will pick up next week to get into exactly what he has discovered for you in the day he had to try and get as much information as possible. Yeah, sorry to do the cliffhanger thing, but I thought that was appropriate, and it is now 10:47. I do apologize for the people who live in slightly later time zones. I was really trying to make this one a slightly earlier one, but...
And then we came across a rock.
Yeah. To be honest, I could probably have just had you guys... Like, with that roll, I could have said, "Oh, you find some boars, and good night is had." I feel like I overindulged with the... colossal axe beak, but hey, it is what it is. Anywho, thank you so much to everybody who tuned in this evening. We do so appreciate it. Leo, welcome. We do love to see you as always. We'll look forward to seeing you next time. We are DC30. Have a good night.